Yes.
And there should be a mute somewhere. It always hides. Might be lower. Yeah.
Nice job.
I'm good. Tennessee got someone playing in here? Tennessee got someone playing today?
Trying to think if there are any X-balls on either team.
Oh, shoot. That's all right.
Welcome, SKOR North Watch Along. We've got Super Bowl between the Rams and the Patriots. I'm not gonna lie, number Super Bowl this is. I think that trying to keep track of the number of the Super Bowls is something that's kind of dumb that we do in the NFL. Anyways, Danny, Ross, Manny here, Declan over there. I'll be in a minute. What are you guys thinking before the game? Just at the national anthem kickoff's coming up in a minute. What's give me your prediction? Who you got winning? What's the score?
I've been wavering on this all week between both teams. Yeah, I'm gonna go with New England 34-27. That's what I told Myron on Friday when we did Purple Daily on Friday. He asked me for a prediction, and I went Patriots 34, Rams 27. So that's what I'm gonna stick with, even though I was leaning Rams yesterday.
So you were just
Yes.
Well, if it means anything from the national anthem, Tom Brady looks like been there, done that. He kind of has numerous times. Goff looked a little scared, but then again, that could be pretty much anybody in this situation. I believe the Rams have the better team. I believe they're more talented.
I hope so.
I don't know if they are actually the better team in a sense of coming together and winning a big game. I have waffled back and forth as well, but I've never went public with an opinion. I'll take the Patriots because it just seems, I don't know, for as great as Tom Brady is, it's a ridiculous thing to say, but if he loses, he's now lost a lot more recently than he's won. It just seems like he's going to get to 6.
All right, Declan, who you got?
Well, I really want to root for my long lost cousin Jared Goff. I've been telling people we are cousins just because it's easier. Well, I used to deny it when he beat the Vikings in week 3. I was upset, but now
So you just completely disowned him then.
now yeah, this another great day in the Goff lineage. So I like the Rams. I will say 28-21 Rams.
I love like all families, you had the moment of being bitter and angry and
Yes.
not liking him, and then in like true full house form, you all come together, everything's great, everything is all fine and dandy.
You know,
Like all
it would have made more sense if that game happened around Thanksgiving. 'Cause
Yeah.
everyone fights at the house.
Everyone does.
That's how it should be.
Ugh, that would have been a lot better.
I'm going the Rams. I just, you know what? I hate the Patriots. I was just saying. That's where I'm at.
So the breakdown's got nothing to do with the teams that
Nope.
are field. It's more
Nope, nothing.
your inner battles.
Yes.
With them. So,
I don't,
good deal.
you know what? I don't know much about the Rams. I didn't watch a ton of NFL this year. Didn't watch a ton of Rams. The Rams have better uniforms, though, that's for sure.
I'm so glad that they went back to these old school home blues that they wear. Like that's because I remember there was something early in the season where the Rams actually wanted to wear these for all their home games, and the league told them
you
they
can't
couldn't.
change your uniforms. Like you have to wait so many years to make a big uniform change, and the Rams are going to be able to, I believe, the year after next, they'll be able to change uniforms, and this won't be their full time look. I think we all assume that.
Mm-hmm.
And it should be. When they won their first Super Bowl all those years ago, they were wearing these uniforms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they immediately switched to the other ones.
Correct.
I thought that was a little pretentious. Like, look how good we are.
These are
It really had nothing to do with anything.
No,
It's just
they're
they're playing.
planned in advance.
Yeah,
Like you
exactly.
have to, the uniform change was planned prior to them winning.
This is so much better. So much
Yeah,
better.
this is a much better.
Although if you're a Rams fan, it's gotta hurt a little bit just because it reminds you. Obviously, this whole thing is gonna hurt you, but those uniforms are just vintage St. Louis Rams.
I read a thing today on Bradley Beal, who plays for the Washington Wizards. He's from St. Louis,
Okay.
and he's obviously he's a football fan. His family. He's got 4 brothers, and all 4 of them played college football. And he's obviously in the NBA, so he kind of got lucky there. But he was a Rams fan, like a diehard Rams fan. But he also just hates the Patriots so much because they beat the Rams in the Super Bowl back in 2003. He actually wants the Rams to win this year instead of being bitter. He's gonna let it go for 4 hours and be okay.
Do we know where it is next year? The game?
I
Did
mean,
they have
I'm sure we
announced that?
do.
Right? Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. It's probably.
Super Bowl 54, I believe, is in Tampa
Oh, okay.
next year.
I mean, every
Wanna go?
fifth. Oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
I saw your tweet earlier today, actually, probably about half an hour ago, about how nervous I will be at this time next year. This is a dry run for you. You should watch this game imagining every play is Baker Mayfield
Mhm.
for both teams, so we can get the full.
I don't have the emotional. I don't have the emotional stamina to do that for 4 hours. I'm just not prepared for that.
Miami Gardens next year.
Oh, Miami. No. Yeah. The old Dolphin Stadium. The stadium. How many different names has that stadium had? Joe Robbie Stadium. No, it's the same one. They just renovated it and put the big canopy thing over it. Oh, yeah, I know. I agree.
So I think the worst part about us doing this right now is we don't get to listen to.
Yeah, that part isn't fun. Oh, there he is too.
Oh,
Right.
there. Tony's got
Great hair, great tie. I like the tie.
First time Tony's been at the big game. How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he mentioned that when he got on the pregame. He's like,
He
I've never been
finally
here
made it.
before.
He finally made it.
Oh,
So
poor
earlier
Tony.
today, I was doing some stuff behind the scenes, obviously on a Sunday, and Phil was in, and we were kind of talking about, who do you want to win the game, or who are you cheering for? And every year now, sore subject for Vikings fans. It's been a long time since they've been in this game, and obviously they've never won it.
Sorry, my team's never been. So.
Yeah, misery loves company.
That's one of my favorite parts about moving here is that I can just throw any of you guys out miserable.
Which is hard to do. You basically have
But
to
if there's a city that can, it's me.
Buffalo and Cleveland.
Right, and that's where Collar came too. So like our two outside hires have come from heartbreak cities. Here comes CP.
So,
Oh, Patterson's got Zerline taking him out. Love that. Good return.
We were talking a lot. I guess how do you kind of decide who's going to win the game? So I mentioned the Vikings, right? Each year I just kind of go through the roster and I look at X Vikings on each Super Bowl team and who do I like more, which is maybe not the best way of doing it, but this year I actually didn't check, and I'm fairly positive it's just John Sullivan for the Rams and
Cordero.
Patterson, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of lean towards John Sullivan, but Phil and I were with the Rams, but Phil and I were joking. You just know somehow, some way to torment Vikings fans. Cordero Patterson will take one back like 107 yards and be Super Bowl MVP.
Was it Jonathan on Write That Down that said he will be Super Bowl MVP? I think someone predicted that on Friday for Write That
Really?
Down for Super Bowl predictions.
That's a week right
A Cordero Patterson Super Bowl MVP? It's a week? He'll be lucky to have 2 receptions. Yeah. How many Super Bowl teams has that dude been on? I feel like Aqib Talib's been on like 4 or 5. Okay. Right. He went with Denver.
Denver, yeah.
And then I think he was hurt during one of the last 2 they were in. So he was on the roster even though he didn't get in the game. But I feel like is there some other team? I feel like there's a third team that that he's on, but maybe it's just been New England blends together after a while. Yeah. Matthew Collar would be really proud. Here comes CP, our Super Bowl MVP. Oh yeah, let's go. I've seen enough. A 40-yard return, a nice little end around for 6. I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Look at him, yeah. Definitely some bling around his neck.
How much you think that's worth? He's got some
More than the net worth of everybody in this room. probably.
Well, I mean, yeah, I stole one last week. So.
Oh no! We'll see. Tom Brady's been there, done that with Super Bowls. I've also been there, done that with some of the attendees that they're going there. So. Did you at least have a fun fake vacation? Was the place in a good spot? It's always the best when somebody lives your way. No, I did. Maybe.
Sounds like you do. Here's my favorite whole question involving the Patriots. Does James White always get just enough? Like every time he touches the ball, it's like 3rd and 5. He gets 5 yards and an inch. James White always gets just enough.
That's the old what
That
did
was
they
the
say
Leroy Horde
the
line, is
Leroy
that
Horde
what you're
thing? Yeah,
thinking?
that's
Yeah.
what I was. If you need, what did Denny say? If you need 8 yards, he'll give you 3. Or no, if you need a yard, he'll give you 3. If you need 8 yards, he'll give you 3.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
What a great line. That is a good line.
Former Cleveland Brown Leroy Horde, Danny. I think
What a
before your time though. I think he was actually he might have even been a Pro Bowler with the Browns.
The Vikings like it.
Oh, it is fixed. Yep.
They have a touch of that. They did.
Did they say? Oh, okay. They said he was down by contact. Okay.
Tom Brady threw an interception.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Is it over? Is he going to call it quits?
Maybe he hasn't been.
I don't think that hit the ground. I think he's going to go.
That's a catch.
Yep.
That's definitely a catch.
Wade Phillips. Wade Phillips he's a treasure, man.
Also, did you guys see the story about Sean McVay's get back coach?
Yeah.
Oh, like it's his spotter, the guy
Like,
that yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like someone just has a lasso around him, just has to keep tabs on Sean McVay at all times, and it's amazing.
That's a pretty to be able to do that. That's impressive. Yeah.
So one of my favorite things is some of the coaches, either in the NFL or college football, that don't have wireless headsets yet, like still have hardwire headsets.
Mm-hmm.
So in my last job when I was covering Wisconsin, they played against Michigan earlier this year at the Big House.
Ooh.
It's a good throwaway.
The Leroy Horde message, or that man he was talking about, not message, but that topic. The Vikings went to that pipeline an awful lot. Leroy Horde,
Travis Prentice, yeah.
Spurgeon Wynn.
Spurgeon Wynn.
I think he was part of the same trade. Kelly Holcomb.
Yeah.
Kelly Holcomb. Boy, that was a fun time with quarterbacks. Kelly Holcomb. Brooks Bollinger.
He took the Browns to the playoffs.
Tim Couch more so, but I'm so happy.
Did
Brady
Couch
threw
get
a
like
kicker.
I can't remember. Did Couch like get hurt that
Broke
year?
his leg.
Broke his leg, yeah.
I think he started like 15 games and then broke his leg or some
Okay.
or
And then
it was
Holcomb
late in the
started
year,
playoff
and
game
then
at
Holcomb-
Pittsburgh,
yeah.
right?
that they blew a huge lead in.
Yeah, I remember. Tommy Maddox leading the Steelers back too.
Oh, that was so
Tommy
gross.
Maddox.
Oh.
What was Danny? What was the? I just watched it recently. You know, you go on those YouTube rabbit holes.
Mhm.
What was the? It was against Jacksonville, maybe mid '90s. The beer bottle game.
Oh no, that was
Was
not
that-
mid 90s. That was like
Was that late '90s, early zeros?
Bottlegate.
Bottlegate. Yeah, I remember that.
That was when
That was
The-
Kelly Holcomb was the quarterback of that team, right? Am I making that up?
I think it was Couch.
it was that.
Maybe
era.
it was Couch. It might. You're right. It might. have been
That's a
Couch.
fuzzy era. I don't remember who started that game, but they were both on the roster for that.
Bottlegate's a great name. by
That's
the
what
way.
it's called.
Yeah.
That's 100% what it's called. Like it is hilarious, but I'm not making that up.
I mean, at some point, every scenario can no longer just have a gate at the end.
But
it
that
all-
was one of the first.
But that was
well,
one of the
actually,
first.
Watergate was probably
Watergate
the
was
first.
Yeah, Watergate was definitely high on the list of first. But adding gate to anything is just hilarious.
I
Matter,
agree.
no matter what it is.
So-
I don't know if that will ever get old.
So one of my so the reason that happened is because there was a pass that was ruled complete, and the Browns were kind of hurrying to get to the line of scrimmage because it was a questionable call. It was ruled complete, and then they got the snap off, and then after the snap, the officials allegedly got the buzzer to challenge the play.
Mm-hmm.
So they
after
went
the
back
next play, right?
after the
Yep.
play and overturned it. So the fans threw all their beer bottles on the field. It was a moment in Cleveland sports history. We'll just leave it at that.
It's kind of interesting watching commercials too without the audio.
Yeah, I'm thinking this one might be kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's got the vibe of it being funny, but
Christina Applegate.
She looks angry. Also, this year I've seen far fewer spoilers for commercials during the Super Bowl than I have in past years.
Yeah, they pretty much have them all like up and available for the most part now.
Yeah,
don't they?
because
before
like
the game.
you used to be able to watch all the commercials prior to the Super Bowl, and I haven't seen any.
they must have tightened the reins on that, right?
I hope so.
I mean, if you're spending,
I think they're more fun to watch in silence here.
what was the amount of money this year? I mean, we could easily look it up.
For a
but
Super Bowl?
Yeah, it was probably approaching $3 million now.
Oh, it's
Because
gotta
last
be.
year it was in the twos.
I don't have an exact figure, but it's not cheap. It's not like we can just put our pocketbooks together and get 30 seconds of airtime.
No, that's not happening. Hey, I just got your text. You're welcome, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. I didn't know if we had plates and silverware and napkins and all those things for this delicious feast that we have. I mean, we basically have the Ricky Bobby dinner here.
Yeah, I know. That's what I should have said. I should have just said that on our Twitter feed.
Bumble commercials.
Make the
That's
first
right
move.
up my alley.
Yeah, I think that was Serena. That was cause I saw that's one I have seen. That then they've spoiled.
I have not seen that
Yeah.
one.
Also,
like I don't have cable, so maybe I've never seen any of these commercials.
Right.
Like the only thing I watch on TV these days are NBA games.
Maybe you'll never see him again either, right?
I probably won't.
The only time you will see Christina Applegate and those M&Ms is in total silence.
Yeah, I don't know what that commercial's trying to get across other than M&Ms and chocolate.
By the way, Jonathan Harrison chiming in that he was the one who picked CP to be Super Bowl MVP. Want to make sure he
should have picked
that is
the kid
his.
to leave.
I'm just riding the coattails of him as I've done for the last years here. So.
Great moment in Jonathan Harrison history here at SKOR North when he hit a home run on oh god, I'm already blanking. Who was it that the Vikings
Must
would
have been
rush for
memorable.
over like 200 yards? Do you
Oh, he
remember
hit
that?
it 200 yards on the dot.
Yeah, and he got over 200 yards, and we were just watching on the phone
It was
the
a
entire
Dolphins
time
game.
with him. That's what it was.
Yeah, he was.
And
I've never seen somebody who loves the Vikings be happier at a Vikings offensive lineman committing like a false start.
Yes,
or something
yep.
like that to back him up more
Because
yards,
they gave
so
him
more
5 more yards.
Yep.
He cared so little about the game. All he cared about was the rushing yards. And when he hit the home run, he ran around the entire building. And unfortunately, neither Manny nor I was smart enough to record it. But it was something that will just kind of go down in history of greatness.
All right, James White's in on 3rd and 9. What are we thinking happens here?
This feels like
I think he
right?
catches a swing pass for 10 yards. James White always just gets just enough.
It's just enough.
No, probably knows. Tony Romo probably knows.
Yeah, he's probably dissecting. He knows exactly the first. And
I don't
second
know,
option
Jim.
here. Oh yeah, he knows it.
Oh, I don't know, Jim. I don't know.
Oh,
1 for 1.
gross. 23 for the Rams. Should have decked him before the ball got there again. Worked last week, 2 weeks ago, I guess.
My, you know that guy for Sean McVay that his job is to keep him in the sidelines. And
The
not-
Wrangler, yeah,
not
we
the
talked
Wrangler?
about him.
Yeah, my sisters want that job really, really badly. I don't think I do a very good job at that job.
I wonder why they want that job.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Usually I'm the one that needs to be picked up from the floor, so I don't think I'd be very good at picking other people up.
I actually cared very little.
Well,
about
that didn't work.
But is he the official get back coach, or do they have another get back coach?
I
and
think
he's just
he
the
is.
personal
I think
attendant?
he is Sean McVay's personal get back coach.
Okay.
Like,
And then maybe they have another one.
You typically don't need one in the NFL because you only have 46 guys in uniform, so it's not like college where there's 85 guys on the sideline. There's a lot more room, so you really don't. And they're kind of more disciplined about that kind of stuff, and don't.
You know who needs one though?
college teams.
Well, Mike Tomlin needed one for when he was tripping Ravens on the side.
Oh yeah, there are coaches that need one, but I'm just
Oh,
Wow.
That's 2 in a row.
He waited for the ball to get there that time.
Was
Flag.
that was
What
like
kind
a
of flag?
that was like
What?
an inverted RKO we just saw right there.
He's doing these Kirk Cousins passes of passing well behind the line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure why. Obviously, he did something because it's a.
No, I think it was number 56 that got called for something.
Dante Fowler.
Yeah. Oh, how about that? I can read lips. I wonder what he did.
I don't.
They did call
led
it
with his helmet.
Rock.
No, they called it on Fowler. Because I'm pretty sure they said 56.
Huh.
Do we have people tweet us what we're not catching? Hey,
I tried to ask what food group we're missing here, as Danny said. I mean, we got the Ricky Bobby setup.
The ever delicious Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell's missing. I do want to try that new cheesy
Powerade,
gordita.
Mr. Mystic Mountain Blueberry.
I don't even know who just ran the ball there for New England. I feel like they have a new running back every year that I just don't know.
That's
is that Devlin?
No, that's
Rex
Rex Burkhead.
Also, when you quit playing fantasy football too, I think you lose some names.
Was that liberating for you?
Yeah, it was great. I've been doing
Yeah.
it for like 3 years. It's been the best decision ever made.
I've
And
been
That's
contemplating
the
not
best
doing
decision
Yes.
you've ever made?
yes, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life.
I think you need to make some better decisions.
Yes, I'm with you. I need to do something.
I'm
I
down
went
to
on as champ.
I'm down to one league, and I've contemplated leaving it for years now.
I just enjoy watching the games.
Yeah, me
More.
too.
Like, I don't get upset because a Jets tight end doesn't score a touchdown against the Lions on Sunday Night Football. I can just watch. I can just watch the Jets and Lions beat the Jets and the Lions.
Late in the year, you have to watch.
Or you can just not watch it because it's the
Yes,
Jets and Lions.
exactly. Also true.
Late in the
Better-
year, you
better
got to
point.
watch 3-10 Detroit against
Yeah.
4-9 Tennessee or something.
God, it's awful.
I remember one
Tennessee's
year-
always 7-9.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like James White always gets just enough. Tennessee's always 7-9 or 8-8.
I remember one year I was begging for. I had TJ Houshmandzadeh on my fantasy team, and I was begging for him to get like all he needed was like 4 catches and like 40 yards.
Did he roll an ankle in
and
the
he-
first quarter or something?
No, they were playing. The Bengals were playing at the Colts, and I think it was a Monday night game. And like he needed like 4 catches and like 40 yards for me to win.
You needed
that
like
week.
7 points.
And like he got his 4th catch in like garbage time. The Bengals had already lost basically, and he got his 4th catch with like 30 seconds left of the game.
A few years ago.
That's amazing.
It's just so obscure, right? Like, obviously, there takes a little bit of talent. You kind of need to know what you're doing, but you need luck along the way. Like, I've won a game on a Darren McFadden touchdown pass before. I've lost games on kneel downs. Like, those things are just, like, to your point, Declan, why put yourself through that?
Right.
I mean, I enjoy the games
For
just
money.
watching them. But, yeah, I was just going to say that. It's the money, right?
That's why.
Because you feel like you've paid to get in the league. You haven't really lost anything, but then if you win,
You're like, oh, I found
Exactly.
all this
Yeah.
money.
you're like, look at all this money. Oh, I won.
It's newfound cash.
Yeah, I won $200.
we had,
Who is Sorry, go on.
Well, I was gonna say when we had Gus Farad on the other day on with Matthew Collar like a week ago, and he was talking about the 99-yard pass to Berrien. I had a bye week from hell that week, and I had to start both Farad and Berrien. Actually, Berrien was actually a viable option that year. He was like a good flex, but I had to start Gus Farad, and that's the best possible swing play I think you can have in one fantasy football thing is a 99-yard touchdown, passing, receiving, both. That was like a 30-point swing on one play.
That's
Great.
amazing.
Yeah, it was sweet.
Great segue, Declan, with putting Bernard Berrien in, because I've told the story to Manny. Bernard Berrien is part of one of my most favorite moments of watching sports ever, and it has nothing to do with sports. Years ago, he's at a Twins game. It must have been the offseason he signed here. And whoever reporter guy is interviewing him and says, so you just came from Chicago, but now you're in Minnesota. Would you say you're more of a Twins fan or a White Sox fan? And Bernard Berrien just kind of looks at it and says, well, I'm here now, so I guess I'm a Twins fan. Okay, back to you, Dick and Bert.
God.
It's like,
So one of my favorite
just a
things
great interview.
Yeah.
over the last couple of days, because obviously this game's a big deal. The Boston Celtics played today against the Thunder. and Kyrie Irving had a very good game. The game was in Boston. It was on national TV on ABC. And after the game, he was asked about the Super Bowl. He's like, yeah, it's cool for the fans, I guess. Like, go Pats, sure. Like, he just did not care one bit. And it's amazing. Like, because we always have this thought that because a player plays a professional sport in the city, they have to like all the other teams in the city.
Right.
Which they don't. Like, why should they care?
Right. I remember people were giving Karl Anthony Towns crap last year because he's an Eagles fan, being from New Jersey, and he's a Philadelphia Eagles fan. And a bunch of people were like, "Well, you're supposed to be cheering for the Vikings." Like, no, he doesn't. He can cheer for.
He's
whoever
supposed
he
to be
wants
playing basketball for the Wolves. That's what he's supposed to do.
He's playing basketball for the Wolves. He does not have to have any football allegiance to Minnesota at all. Like, it's a completely different sport.
He's not from here.
Right.
Now, if like Tyus Jones did that, I could understand. But
is there any diehard Wolves fans of the Patriots or the Rams? Is there any like Cat loves the Eagles? Is there any player in the Wolves that loves the Rams or the?
I think
Pats?
a lot
But
of
someone has to love the Pats, right?
There's no. I doubt that.
I'm sure someone likes the Patriots.
Well, the former head coach is a big Patriots fan.
Oh, is he?
He's good friends with.
Tibbs is friends with
Bill.
With Belichick. Belichick.
Maybe he's in his private suite right now. Do you think Tom Thibodeau is hanging out in the Belichick?
Yeah, probably him
suite?
and Tony La Russa hanging out together. I'm serious. They're friends. Him and Tony are real good friends.
I would kill to be a fly on the wall with those three at a table, just shooting it and talking it up.
Brady's going up top.
Can you guys imagine, and Danny having gotten in the room with him an awful lot? Can you imagine Tibbs coaching football, like just calling in the plays?
I mean,
X7 042.
His mindset probably works a lot better as a defensive coordinator in the NFL than it does a basketball coach.
Yeah.
I can buy that
for sure. Absolutely.
There's a video.
Be like Greg
Tibbs.
Williams.
There's a video of Tibbs, where he was coaching the Bulls at the time, and he's like mic'd up. It's like one of those NBA All Access mic'd up things.
Sure.
And it's just there's no real, like, he's not breaking down anything. He's just saying, win the game. Go win the game, guys. Be tough. Be strong. Win the game.
Of course he's saying those things.
Yeah. Win the game. All right. However you could do it. Just win the game. It's like, okay.
Patriots look a little flustered early on. Also, who's the halftime show? Like, I have no idea.
You being serious?
Yeah, who is it?
It's Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
Really?
Travis Scott and Big Boy.
Two of them are cool.
Two of them are cool.
Also, did you guys see 21 Savage getting deported?
Did not know he got deported.
What?
Yeah.
How did you get deported?
Because he's from England, apparently. I found that out today.
Is this on the Twitter machine today?
Oh, yeah. Everything is on the Twitter machine now.
You got to be kidding.
The way you're saying it, I feel like you're joking.
I'm not joking.
21 Savage is from England.
Which is crazy because he doesn't have an accent, and I just assume that everyone from there has one.
You know what, though? This is another interesting topic. You're full of them today. I once watched
I'm
House.
just a content creator.
Yeah. I once watched almost all of House before I realized that Hugh Laurie was not American. I was watching outtakes, and I'm like, whoa.
I watched no episodes of House,
that came out of nowhere. He's a doctor in Boston, maybe? Did you guys ever watch that show? I think it's in Boston.
House, I was not a big fan. I knew of it, but
yeah.
I think it was Boston.
I think the show's in Boston, and he's
probably a Patriots fan.
he probably was. So another reason why you didn't watch the show, right?
Nope.
New Jersey.
Are you looking up House?
Yeah, I just looked it up now.
Oh, I thought you were still looking up 21 Savage.
Thank goodness we have computer phones. We never not have to know.
Yeah, because there's no room for actual computers because of the food
all
here.
the food. Yeah, I bought chips and salsa, and that's being like hidden by all the
pizza boxes.
By the pizza boxes and bobbleheads and all that noise. Yeah. Ooh, Maroon 5.
Maroon 5.
No one rocks harder.
Who invited them?
I don't know. Big Boy and Travis Scott would be great.
Well, yeah, it's in Atlanta.
Yeah, you'd think so. They really just screwed up not having Ludacris, because that would have been the best. It would have been actually it would have been chaos. And now I'm answering my own questions, and I understand why they didn't do it. Or T.I. But I think it was Myron Metcalf. Him and I were talking off the air on Friday, and that all the after parties are gonna have all those guys there.
Oh, yeah.
So those are That's where the real fun.
Should have been Gucci.
Was it? It was Migos that showed up like 2 hours late to their show that was at Exchange here in Minneapolis last year. They were like
Of course
they were like super late.
Of course they
Like
were.
they didn't take the stage like 1 or 2 in the morning.
That doesn't surprise me
Yeah.
one bit.
The bars,
So,
yeah.
Did they play for like 3 minutes before curfew closed them
That's
down?
well, those were the bars that were open till 4 on Super Bowl week.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh wow, James White didn't get just enough.
which I think should be mandated. I would love 4 a.m. bars. I guess maybe the public wouldn't, but my liver and
It
my
is
fun would like it.
it's
You're
a
also,
challenge.
You're
The-
also well conditioned to still be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's true.
when the bars are open later, it's a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
I was in Indianapolis last February for the NFL Combine, and the bars are open till 3:30 there, and it hits you. It's tough. It is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
First points here on the board, possibly.
Potentially.
Oh!
Wide
And
left.
that is, did you guys see the graphic before the kick?
He was 31 of 31 inside.
Kickers were 31 of 31 at that stadium this year.
That's crazy.
Wide left. We have never experienced that.
Yeah.
Wide left.
Does he think he's kicking for the Vikings?
No, he's in the Super Bowl, man.
Ooh. Is this the
Ouch.
this is Captain Marvel? They had a brief Avengers teaser that I wanted to have to get back at. I like all this crap. I know it's not for everybody.
So I'm like the least knowledgeable person when it comes to movies. Is this a superhero movie? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You and
Okay.
Wetmore should get together then if that's the case.
Oh yeah, we could have just the anti-movie
yes,
podcast.
yeah, exactly. Your own podcast right there.
So
Listing all of the movies you
You haven't seen.
Star Wars, all of them.
Haven't seen a single one?
No, not a minute.
It's
So
all right, you haven't missed much.
speaking of superhero movies, did you guys see what Brooke Lopez of the Milwaukee Bucks said yesterday?
Did not.
So there was a bat that got inside of the AT&T Center, I believe it is, in San Antonio again.
That's happened a few times.
It happened again the other day, and Brooke Lopez was asked about it. And he wasn't there. I don't know why he was asked about it, but he was. He responded with, "If you've learned anything from the modern superhero myth, if you see a bat around and it bites you, you have a 75% chance of ending up a superhero. Otherwise, you'll probably get really sick. But it'd be cool to be a superhero. You don't need to be too afraid. I'd say give it a shot." The reporter said, "So you're going to let the bat bite you?" He said, "Yes, absolutely." Are you just gonna stick out your hands? "I'm just going to make myself available. At that point, it's up to the bat. A lot of it's up to fate in these superhero stories, but I want to give myself a shot." Brooke Lopez would definitely be the largest Batman, right?
Oh God, yeah.
He'd be ginormous, yeah. He'd be pretty big. I wonder. That's a good question. What superhero or what athlete could like be portrayed as a superhero?
Well, Shaq tried it. With
Shaq tried.
Steel.
That didn't work.
And
That
Shazam.
And Shazam, the
Yeah.
legendary film Shazam.
Didn't go so well.
I wonder who could play a superhero.
Manny, all
Poor
those.
Boston. It's been so long.
Was,
Oh,
They
yeah.
won a championship.
Yeah,
Go all the way back to October, man.
right.
was it years ago? that just hit me what you said. That's good. That's good stuff. Years ago in that draft with the Lopez twins, which one were the Wolves maybe gonna have a chance to draft, or could it technically have been both of them?
It was
Was it
Brooke. Brooke was the more highly touted player.
okay?
Robin's the crazier one.
For
though.
some reason,
Yeah.
I feel like Robin may have been the one that was linked to the Timberwolves because maybe they had a later pick that year for some reason.
That was the
Or
no,
something
that
like
was
that.
the Kevin Love draft.
Okay.
That was the year the Wolves
Yeah, maybe it
drafted
was
OJ
Brooke.
Mayo and then traded him for Kevin Love.
I just remember
That was a good
talking.
trade.
I remember talking to you and
Wasn't
having
really a trade.
Turned
having-
into Andrew Wiggins.
fun times. Manny had to like walk me through how potentially winding up with whatever Lopez it was good. Because I was reading obviously I knew who he was, but I was reading some bio and they're like, can struggle to score and has trouble rebounding. I'm like, he's 7.5 feet tall. How
Brooke
can he?
Lopez is
how-
not a good rebounder.
How can
Yeah.
he struggle to
It was
rebound?
probably it was probably Brooke.
And how can he struggle to score? And why would we want this guy? Well, drink your
Rams
pop, Danny.
crossing the 50.
Yeah. Into midfield, into New England territory.
It's crazy they're doing all this without Cup, the other wide receiver that's really
Yeah,
good
Cooper
there.
Cup.
Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
It's a great football name.
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup.
Tyler Gurley going to get more touches today than he did in the NFC Championship game?
Hope yeah, what 4 touches or something I think in that NFC
Basically a
title game.
bye week for
Oh
him.
boy.
Oof.
Well, what I'm a little worried about is if the Rams do win the Super Bowl and you have Jared Goff, who isn't like obviously a top 10 quarterback, he's in a system that puts him up for success, and he has a really good offensive line. His Vikings fans are just gonna be, look at the Rams, and clearly the Vikings I don't think are even on the same level as the Rams offensively
not?
and defensively. I think they have just a lot better. They have more depth on the offensive side. They signed C.J. Anderson, and the dude was a flipping stud for him. I think defensively, maybe the Vikings as a whole have a better defense, but I mean that front 4 for LA is unbelievable too.
Well, and I just think that, to your point too, the Rams have just done a better job of. I mean, Sean McVay's just done a
Bringing up
better.
for everybody.
I think
I
so.
mean, there's a lot.
Hey, K9, come on in, steal some food.
My Talk
We got
107.
plenty of it.
Yeah.
She probably will be.
Right. My Talk's hijacking our Super Bowl watch party right there. Surprised they're not doing the same thing.
But I think McVay is just like he came in and he implemented a system that just works perfectly with the person. Now they've got great personnel. It's not like it's not like he's working with scraps here, but like they're just everything has sort of fallen into place for them the right way. He's got them in the perfect type of system for the type of personnel that they have.
I want to see them go for this year.
Yeah, they got
4th and 3.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, though, Manny, I think it helps the Rams when the NFL wants you in the Super Bowl because they want LA there. And all you essentially had to do was just show up to New Orleans and keep it close, and then they would just hand you a game.
Fake. I want a fake punt.
We need more fake kicks
Fake punts.
in football.
Hey, Hacker,
They do this.
Hacker is a very good punting quarterback.
Quarterback punt.
Throwing punter.
That'll work. We'll go with that.
Quarterbacking punter.
Here we go. Fake punt. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, do they jump?
Oh, somebody move.
I think it was on the offensive line. I think we're gonna play the point game, but
Oh, Hector's clapping. It must be.
We're pointing.
oh no, we're gonna talk about.
You know what? He's not just good at throwing. He's got a hard count that makes the defense jump off sides too.
Yeah, from 25 yards away.
Yeah.
Yelling.
I do miss the days of in the NFL where we had punters who were also quarterbacks, like Tom Tupa.
Tom Tupa.
Tom Tupa. There's.
I actually know his son.
Really?
They live in
Because
the neighboring
he was with
suburb.
the Browns for a little bit. I know that.
Mhm.
I feel like Mitch Berger may have thrown like a touchdown or some passes maybe.
You might
Classic
know.
Vikings punter.
Who was the
Oh, it was
Browns?
on the Rams.
So did you ever meet Tom Tupa, by the way?
DRG.
If you know Tom Tupa's son, is that the most famous person you know?
No, there's
Tom
this guy
Tupa?
that plays basketball for the Lakers that I covered for a couple of years.
Okay.
LeBron.
Well, do you hang out with LeBron?
No, but I don't hang out with Tom Tupa.
Well, you hang out with his son.
I just know him.
I just know him.
Who was the Browns punter a few years ago that had the long run on the fake punt against the Saints? It was like a
That was in
65-yard
like.
run.
Oh yeah.
He tore his Achilles the next year too. Oh,
He gave his body for that season.
no, not on that run.
Right, I know.
That was like untouched too, right?
Yep.
He just
Like it was like Moses parting.
the
Sea.
Red Sea, the Red Sea
It
parted,
was
and he went
incredible.
untouched. And then was it a few years later? Matt Light ran like 60 yards on a kick return. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, no, it was
It wasn't
was
Matt Light.
no, it was
He was
Dan,
playing up
Dan,
back though, right?
Yeah, on a kickoff
Yeah.
for New England against the Packers on Sunday Night Football. It was Dan.
That would happen to the Packers. Not to jump on them, but they've had some interesting things
Dan
happen to them.
Connolly, I think was his name. He was like a guard for the Patriots. Michaels and Collinsworth were just cackling too. It was hilarious.
Reggie Hodges.
Reggie Hodges, okay.
It's a 68-yard run, which is amazing.
I've also seen the trailer for this new movie, The Rock and Jason Statham. What is that his last name?
This looks like what was the he's done a lot of movies like this. This is literally
Every movie he
Yeah.
does is like this.
this looks like the preview for the one where like the entire world fell into the ocean. What was that one? It was recently
San Andreas.
San
Oh,
Andreas.
No, that's Grand Theft Auto.
Bad marketing by them though, seriously.
That looks like the same preview as San Andreas.
Yeah.
Here's Dan Connolly running it back. I guess it was 71 yards.
What year was this? Did you find the year?
I think this was
It's already.
This is like 2010, I think. Yeah.
That's untouched for most of it too.
Yep. And then,
Oh, Crosby just gets lit up. Oh, he was so close. At that point, you got to bring him back in at fullback, right?
Expensive
or halfback, and
expensive
and hand
tickets
it to
right
him.
there. Do that.
maybe, but he might have been gassed. He might have had nothing left after that.
He actually missed the rest of the game. Oh,
I'm going to see none of these movies or TV shows that they're
Yeah,
advertising.
especially
I'm going to
network
watch
TV.
none of these.
With all due respect, I don't think that'll happen.
was that show called FBI or was
Yeah,
that Law and
I
Order
believe so.
FBI?
Yeah, FBI, but Dick Wolf
Okay.
is directing and making it. So yeah, from Law and Order. Judge Zolgad is probably ecstatic right now.
If it doesn't have Ice-T or Christopher Maloney or Mariska Hargitay,
Yeah.
More of a
I'm out.
live PD is
Live PD is
also a guilty
fantastic.
pleasure. I'd like
I
to
just
see
miss
Live
Cops.
PD. Cops. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it
that's
is
what
pretty.
Live
It is.
PD
It
is.
pretty much is Cops.
Cops is different though. Cops is
Live PD is
It
Cops.
was the
meets
'90s. It was
Red
a lot
Zone.
better.
Cops. The intro to Cops was
Oh, yeah,
amazing.
it's classic.
That is, oh my goodness. So there's a bit that I want to do here, and it's kind of in the works. But reading and I'm new here, so I don't know all the suburbs, but I assume that there are some like small towny ones, kind of like within the hour or so,
Oh yeah.
that
Yep.
have like their own town newspaper, and I want to read those police blotters.
Oh yeah. The
Because they're amazing. Like just the stuff on there is hilarious, and obviously the Cops intro would have to be used. 9 Super Bowl appearances.
That's more than Pittsburgh, Dallas, and what was the other one?
Basically any team.
Yeah. every
anybody
team.
else.
All 31.
Well, more than San Fran, more than Green Bay, more than Denver.
More than Cleveland.
I think Denver was
Cleveland.
actually
More than Buffalo. More than Minnesota.
This has been a very slow moving.
Yeah,
first
very
quarter.
slow.
Yeah,
We're still in it.
There's still 3 minutes left.
It's like they ate all the food that we're eating right
2
now
Yeah.
minutes left.
before kickoff.
Yeah, I'm feeling slow. I mean, I've had like 3 pieces of pizza.
Oh, baby. Almost.
All right, who had better sound effects on that play? Do we think us or Tony Romo?
Ooh,
I don't know, Jim.
I don't know. Tony Romo actually called that pass would be deflected, almost caught,
Right.
and almost intercepted before the play happened. That's how good Tony's been.
He's literally Morty from Rick and Morty when he's doing that. It sounds exactly like him.
It's a little behind him, but Hogan
Well, it got
probably should've
tipped.
caught that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when a ball gets tipped within 5 feet of you, it is
Mm-hmm.
near impossible to come down with.
All right.
Thanks, you.
Edelman.
Thank you, Tony, for circling that so we knew where it was
Yep.
going.
Bingo. He's looking at it right here. We'll get an Edelman
So-
pass today for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't spent any meaningful
conversion.
time in Atlanta.
Yeah,
I've
you guys
never
have?
been in Atlanta
Airports
before.
only,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so same.
which is hell.
Have we looked at all to see where Gronk might be partying a few hours after
Huh.
the game?
Oh, Magic City.
I mean, we'll find out in the morning where he was.
Magic City.
The college,
Yeah.
the college football, the one where they yesterday with the College Football Hall of Fame, because that's in Atlanta. That one looked pretty wild. I saw Snoop Dogg.
Oh, the ball
Oh,
goes!
Fumbles.
Snoop Dogg was there and indulging in Snoop Dogg things, and it looked like a wild time.
What, making videos for Instagram?
Yeah, making videos and music and doing some hockey commentary, doing all the things that
Some hockey
Snoop
commentary.
should be
All right,
doing.
how much would you guys pay for this game on pay-per-view with Snoop Dogg doing color?
Doing play-by-play or just color. Now, either way would be fantastic.
Pay? I'd probably pay no more than $50, but I'd pay $50.
Like just
That's
4
a
hours
commitment.
of Snoop Dogg
Yeah.
commentating a game would
Yep.
be amazing.
I'd do it for the cup too.
I'd
I'd
watch it if I was with you and you paid the $50.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure I would pay the
Ride my
$50.
coattails by all means. Yes. No one who has a streaming service has it just alone. Everyone uses it.
You
Maybe
guys
that's
pay
just
for
me.
streaming services?
Right. Exactly. See. Everyone takes turns.
So I do believe. I think this will be it for Gronk, no matter what.
Like retirement?
Yeah.
Really?
I think this is it.
How old is he?
He's not old, but
Right.
he's contemplated
He's
for
beat
a few
up,
years
man.
now. I mean,
I
Got
think
a-
he's 30 now.
at this point,
Bionic arm.
He's the bionic man.
Yeah.
So
So who is?
Gronk will be 30 in May.
Wonder who Josh McDaniels will stiffen this offseason.
well, Harrison already lost his write that down.
Yeah, he said the Packers, right?
Yeah, and then he would spurn them and come back to,
It looked like
Come back to
intentional
New
grounding to
England.
me.
He was.
which was great.
They're able to get a lot of pressure on Brady so far tonight, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's. I mean, yeah, I think
Brady doesn't look like he's been here before.
Donald and Sue. I mean, good luck trying to stop those two. Gee,
Ooh, that was an angry one.
that was.
Mhm.
That was an angry throwdown.
Sit down, old man.
The only time Brady ever looks flustered, like any quarterback, when
All right.
when he gets
Fake
beat.
punt,
Fake
fake
punt.
punt, fake punt.
We're on a fake punt
This
watch.
would be a hell of a time to do it.
I was surprised we were talking about prop bets. I don't know if we were talking about that on the air
Dang it.
or on this stream, but I was surprised looking at prop bets. There has been a lack of will Sue have a dirty play? Will he receive a personal foul?
I mean,
I haven't
personal
se-
foul,
I-
but
I
you
haven't
can't
seen
like. How do
many of
you
those.
qualify a dirty play?
Well, for him, it's typically stomping on somebody.
But how do
that's
you
kinda
like?
his
How do
MO.
you award
Well,
that?
that
in
is
Vegas?
tough. So it almost has to be personal foul or ejection. I guess you'd probably have to do something twice.
Will Ndamukong Suh be ejected?
I feel as is he
Well, there
like
was that one
clean?
year. I think the Panthers Broncos Super Bowl. Didn't someone get ejected? Like the last play of the game, someone got ejected, and that was a prop, and it was like a plus 1,000 for yes. So you were getting 10-1 money if you bet yes, and like on the last play of the game, someone got tossed.
I don't remember that.
Manny and I attended a St. Paul Saints game years back where a player for the opposing team was ejected after the game ended,
Yes.
and the and the season
Yes.
the season was over. It was the last
was
game
the-
of the year.
What
It
year
the
was
starting
that?
shortstop for the opposing. I can't remember what team it was.
No, I don't
The Saints
remember.
were
I worked.
playing.
Yeah, I worked there for 2
But
years.
the Saints had the bases loaded,
Sounds
and
familiar.
the winning.
It was the final game of the year, right? Isn't that what it was?
I-
Game
too?
100.
Because that's
well,
why.
it was late in the. I don't know if it was the final game of the year, but it was late in the season.
Was it still at Midway? I think it was Midway.
Yeah, it
too,
was at- it was
so
at
It's
Midway.
been a few years now.
But I think it was like. I'd have to find my Facebook status.
I
too,
knew
'cause
it.
I put it out on Facebook.
Oh,
too.
it's Michael Scott.
I meant during the first commercial break, I was like, I wonder if we're gonna see like a Michael Scott or Space Force or some type of commercial. And I know it like says easier said than done, but I do love me some Michael Scott or Steve Carell, whatever you want to call him.
Michael Scott.
Michael Scott.
He's Michael Scott. Yes.
And you know the Space Force show when it launches is gonna have like The Office, like there'll be cast members involved in that production. for
I
sure.
just hope for like cameos.
Right? Yeah, cameos,
Although
Creed, and
I would love nothing more than to see Kevin in the Space Force.
right.
When does that start?
I don't.
Was there a date put
I don't
on
think.
it?
I'm
I don't
not
know
sure.
if there was.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it's not even until like 2020. Wouldn't be shocked at all. Well, the first quarter is done, I think, right? I think it's done. Is there like still one possession?
No, it's done after an hour.
Yeah, it was
Just about.
6:13, man. That was a long first quarter.
What'll be in longer, that quarter or halftime?
That quarter.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah, the T-Mobile. Yeah, see, trying to dissect these commercials without the sound is maybe subtitles.
I think it's more fun this way.
Yeah, subtitles may have been a good choice.
Trying to figure out what's happening.
I just hope Kathy didn't say anything bad in that message.
Do
they
we
put
have subtitles on this thing?
for billions
somehow?
of people to see?
If it would be on the,
Closed captioning.
it'd be on the other remote, I think. But maybe
Yeah, it would probably be the.
little Roku
TV
remote,
remote.
or a TCL remote, and the TCL broadcast studios, like we should say as well.
At SKOR North.
At SKOR
AM
North.
1500
Yeah.
SKORNorth.com.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter at SKOR North. Instagram at SKOR North.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. We have a new Instagram.
What's our
account.
Twitch name? We have a Twitch too.
We
You
do.
might be watching this on Twitch.
Yeah,
right?
some
Yeah, you are watching it on Twitch, I
Well,
believe.
you might be. You might be watching
Well,
on
Trev-
Twitter.
right.
Right.
Yeah, sorry.
Trevor May right now.
But
on
yes,
the Twins is
Possibility exists.
Possibly watching.
Somebody's watching us on Twitch while they're doing their own Madden simulations at the Super Bowl, probably.
We should.
I hope that there are people out there watching right now that are just not watching the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, they exist.
They're relying on us as all
Yep.
we do is go, oh. All
right. It can't be as boring as that first quarter, I think. We'll see what happens.
I'm ready for some points.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the team from Los Angeles. They've had the
Rams
ball
only
for
have
3 minutes and 13 seconds.
And it's-
Wow.
No turnovers, though, winning that battle.
Yeah, cousin Jared needs to step it up here.
29 yards.
Yeah,
of
he's going to get
offense.
uninvited to Christmas next year.
Yep.
Huh?
As a family, Declan, you guys
Ooh.
should do that. You guys should all. You can go viral. You should all send him like just the world's warmest welcome
Yeah,
to Christmas Eve.
I absolutely should.
Why aren't you wearing his jersey today?
Yeah, I should have. It's laundry day in the Goff household, so
Instead, you're wearing a Twins.
I'm wearing a
pullover?
Twins zip up, some joggers, and
You're really excited
T-shirt
for
here.
Martin Perez, aren't you?
oh, I'm just jacked. What a great signing that's gonna be.
You are pumped.
That's the one piece in the rotation I don't really get. Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't make the roster.
Was it $3.5 million?
Yeah, they could eat that. It's his job to lose, though. All right, third and long. C.J. Anderson.
Wait, what was first down?
I think that was the
That was the clothesline play.
last. No, that was the last play of
Oh,
the
was
first
it?
Oh,
quarter.
the last play.
Because they
of the
came
first
back
quarter.
and it was second
That
and
felt
5.
like an hour ago.
They came back. It was 2nd and 5, and 3rd and 7. Come on, Jared.
I got a weird feeling there might be a turnover on this play. I'll make that call.
Are we behind on a stream and you got a notification?
No, I wish I was. I
'Cause
wish
I do that all the time.
I wish I was
Yeah.
that smart to devise a plan.
Having Sling TV, I'm always behind if I'm like
Ooh,
watching the game on Twitter.
Maybe
That
it
did.
looked like a bit of a false
It
start.
did. It totally did.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the only problem with the streaming
Wow.
services is if you are invested into Twitter like I am, and my weekly report on my iPhone tells me I'm on Twitter way too much during the day, it's really hard to watch a game because you're pretty much 30 to 60 seconds behind.
In fairness, though, to you, Declan, a lot of your job requires you to be on Twitter.
It's
and if it
it's-
doesn't, just say
yeah.
it does.
Yeah, I scoop Danny all the time. I'll give him any credit, but I do scoop him. All right, this is not the opportunity for a
is
fake
this a
punt.
bad
No,
spot
no, this
for a
is not a
fake
fake
punt?
punt.
Not
Back
an
at your own-
ideal.
Yeah,
Back at
Not
your
an
own
ideal
7-yard
spot.
line.
decent punt. Pick it up and run.
Good roll.
Not bad. Yeah, that's a 60-some yard.
That-
Love him trying to fan
that-
the ball further
That
back.
made a 1/100th of an inch difference.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey,
Every
for that inch.
it counts.
Every inch counts.
Look at that hat.
I kind of like it.
That's a good hat.
Oh no, not the dilly dilly stuff again.
I don't mind. Like, first off, I don't like Bud Light, but I don't mind the dilly dilly craze.
I just,
It is what it is. But I do like we have to go in medieval times to.
Also, like, there's
advertise
no
it.
way that dilly dilly actor can get a job acting anything else
No.
because he's just known as the dilly dilly
Right.
guy. Oh no, the Bud Knight.
Oh, are they going to transition to someone else now? That'd be genius. Maybe they are.
Maybe this is actually a Miller Lite commercial.
This looks like that looks like what's his name from Game of Thrones too. Yeah, it is. This is a total thing from Game of Thrones. Hilarious. So Bud Light and Game of Thrones partnered.
So Declan basically just acted out
Yeah.
one entire commercial. for
Well, that
us.
happened in a season where he popped someone's head with just his hands. It was very disgusting.
This is one show I still have not watched a second of,
Me either.
and
Yeah.
I think I will when it's all over.
I
Yeah.
won't.
Then I can just go get through it. Because now I feel like what'll happen is if I start telling people that I'm watching it, somebody's gonna spoil a part that I'm not at,
Mm.
or the ending's gonna get ruined for me.
It's one of those
I'll
shows
spoil it. It's all
too-
fake.
Yeah,
Well, see, I got friends who tell me to watch it all the time. I'm like, I just don't really like medieval stuff.
I don't either.
It's just
I don't-
Not, it's
I
not
I don't
my
like
jam.
it either.
I don't like things that try and suspend me from reality.
It's
So
It's
I
a-
watch sitcoms.
I will say it's a good show,
It
but
is
I'm glad this is the final season coming up because it's been going on. I
I'm
think
glad.
it's gone on for way too long.
I'm glad it's the final season because I don't have to see it on Twitter anymore.
Yeah, and I still
Ugh.
I still don't know. Did winter come? Is winter here? Is winter coming again?
Dude, it was negative 27
Is there,
this week.
well,
Winter's
see, that's
here.
it. That's it. Or is winter what we're experiencing now? I don't
Winter's
get it.
basically, with where they're at in the show, winter's basically here.
I think whenever I get annoyed by people talking about
How long is their year?
well, in medieval times, a year's like 5 years, so
Says who?
that might actually be it too.
It's amazing too how even just on Friday when it was 18 degrees and that felt
How
like a
great
heat
that
wave.
felt.
I walked. Yeah, when I saw we left the office on Friday, and I ended up walking to Chipotle after I got home because I was like, this is nice weather. I gotta take a little stroll.
So even today, it was 37, I think, or 40. I went to the mall and I went to the outlet mall and I wore shorts. Like, just wanted to get a little breathing room.
There you go.
Get my legs some fresh air.
What mall did you go to?
Of America.
Oh, you went to MOA. Okay.
It's the only one I know, man.
We have a large amount of malls in in the metropolitan area.
No,
like
we have
this.
a large mall.
That too.
There we go.
But
That's our next digital thing.
Southdale, Roseville.
Let's take Danny to the malls.
All the malls.
Southdale, Rosedale, Burnsville Center,
Maplewood.
the Outlet
Sounds
Mall
like
in
a lot.
Egan,
I've
Yep.
been there. That's where I went.
Maplewood,
Yep.
Mall of America,
We'll do a mall
Just
power
Ridgedale
rankings.
next door.
yeah, Ridgedale,
There was a great
Albertville.
There was a great story. Actually, Charlotte Wilder did it when she was here last year at SB Nation, and she ranked all the lids inside Mall of America. She went to every lids and gave her power
There's
ranking.
like
of-
6 of them.
Yeah, she went to all of them. It was
You know what
hilarious.
I'm bitter
There are
that
a lot of Starbucks too.
I can't
Yep.
find these days that I should have bought 10 years ago when I had the chance is a Montreal Expos hat.
Oh yeah.
Now if you try and buy one online, it's like $50. I'm like, man, 10 years ago I could have got one for 25 at Lids. And now they don't even carry them anymore. It's frustrating.
Third and 1. This is good
James
White.
White territory.
All right,
Nice.
Thomas.
Oh,
How's he
Big
so
spot.
open?
Wide open, Edelman, man.
Tony
How's
saw
he
that
so
coming
open?
from a mile
Oh,
away.
Tony told us.
Tony, yeah.
I knew it.
Tony definitely
Thank
said
you,
it.
Tony.
Yeah, Jim, I think Edelman's going to be open on the outside there.
that should be the hashtag. Tony told us.
Tony did that.
Tony told us.
How do you just get lost like that?
I did use when I was into
Robbie
my Madden
Coleman.
days. I used to roll with the Patriots offensive playbook on that game, so it is pretty good. A lot
So
of
my Madden
options.
days were like Madden 04, so it was just all Falcons every
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Mike Vick.
baby.
Yeah. I mean, even on Madden 10 when he had that resurgence with the Eagles, he was fun on even that one.
So I went to a private Catholic high school, and there was a kid in one of my religion classes that I was friends with, and we would have prayer intentions before class.
Yeah.
And every single day, this kid prayed for Mike Vick. Every day. And everyone assumed it was just a joke that he just kept with the bit for a full year.
Wow.
And this is when he was with the Eagles and stuff, out of prison
Yes.
and that kind of stuff.
Like
right?
out
Yeah,
of prison, Mike Vick was getting prayers every day
Yeah.
from this kid.
Vic did his time.
And then when Mike Vick had that coming out party on Monday night,
Oh, that was great. I went
and
against
this is
him.
when
fantasy.
Facebook statuses were a thing.
Oh yeah.
This kid went wild when
Yeah.
Mike Vick went nuts. It was amazing.
I went against, speaking of fantasy football nightmares, I went against him that night, and I remember I was up 60 points going into Monday Night Football, and I lost. He went off that day.
He had that one throw where I swear the ball went 85 yards.
It was that was first play of the game to Deshaun Jackson.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure. It was an 80-yard absolute rocket.
Are you guys all in on the Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, who can throw the ball farther deal that we may or may not do? I think that could be watchable for the 5 seconds that it'll be, right? Because it's literally going to be wind up, take 2 steps, and throw.
Is that something we're doing here?
We should do
we
it.
should
but
do it.
It sounds
'Cause
like
I got Judd.
Judd
winning.
Athletic.
yeah, sounds perfect for Judd. By the way, if you are going to guard Judd,
Oof.
and I think you should, I don't think Judd will score more than 9 times.
He couldn't make a single
Yeah.
3-pointer
How
unguarded.
are we doing this? Because are we going to do this? First of all,
I think
I
this-
thought the next Judd Athlete Challenge, I want him to try and score a goal on Lindsay.
That
would
for hockey.
that would be fun
Yeah.
too.
Cool.
'Cause
Yeah.
Lindsay was a college goalie.
Yeah.
And Judd is a 48-year-old man.
Do we even know? Can Judd skate? Do we know?
We
Have we
don't.
asked him?
Yeah.
He can.
I think he played.
Okay.
Yeah, he played
He
hockey.
said
I don't
he
know.
would need some time to
Right.
figure it out. But
Because I can barely skate.
All right, 42-yarder.
I can skate real well. I can't
Oh,
Threading it. We
you
have
just got
points
it.
on the board.
We've
stop.
got
Points,
points, baby.
10:29 mark, second quarter. Steven Goskowski threads the needle through the uprights.
We have points, and we are talking. And the main topics though are Judd's athlete challenge because that's what matters.
So what's the basketball one we're gonna do with them?
Well, it came out of that. It was the Virginia Tech NC State game,
Also,
right?
yes. How do you, college basketball purists, defend yourself? Please.
Well, so
You can't tell me that was enjoyable for anybody.
So I said yesterday, NC State is rippable, right? They should be ripped for. I think did they score 24 points?
All of them are rippable.
Right. Well, let's keep in mind Virginia Tech won and scored 47.
Yeah, they're all
So-
rippable.
Oh, it was a tough one for the Gophers today too.
Did they lose?
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
Sorry if you recorded it and I just ruined it.
No, I being a St.
What-
Cloud State kid, I don't really have allegiance to the Golden Gopher athletics, but
Would it shock you if I told you at one point they were winning by 13?
I saw
and
Myron's
still
tweet.
lost.
Yeah, I saw Myron's tweet that they were up
I
and
think
then they blew.
Purdue went on like a 26-4 run or something like
Well,
that.
Well, so this is a true story. I was
Yeah.
here all day, right?
Right.
So I kind of paying attention, doing some other stuff. We were running an NBA game, Celtics and Thunder, and I'm kind of watching. I'm rolling in some audio in another room, and I go, "Oh, they're up by 13. Sweet." I'm a big Gopher guy. I'm like, "Oh, I'll catch up on it." Come back, like it couldn't have been like you said. It must have been a pretty quick run. It
Mhm.
couldn't have been more than 30 minutes later, and they're down by like 14. I'm like, "How did that happen?"
Remember,
That's an incredible run for
it
Purdue
was just
to
like
go on.
2 years ago. Remember that Wolves game where they lost to the Bulls in like the last 2 minutes up by 10 and like didn't score a single
Oh,
point?
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like
I think we were watching that game.
I
that
believe
night,
it
weren't we?
was
Yeah.
fifth.
It was
It
the
was
game.
Tibbs'
it was
first
the,
year.
It was the one Zach Levine went off for the Bulls. Zach Levine had like 37 for the Bulls or something like that.
Is that yeah? Okay. I thought maybe it was when Levine was still here even, but there's a lot of those games actually with the Wolves where it's up by double digits with to go. And there was the stat just like a few seasons ago where they really struggled when they got double digit leads and then they lost a lot of them.
Last night was a rough loss for them.
That was a tough one. What was like drawing up that play and Gorgie to hit the corner three down by one? I mean that was it Luol? I'm sorry, Luol. But even just that on paper doesn't seem like that was the number one option out of that.
No, Cat wasn't.
timeout.
They blew it up.
Got it.
Denver
is-
played that really well, and Denver deserves a lot of
Credit
credit.
them. Yeah, they're the top team they're still top in the West, right? Or
they're
second in the West?
tied.
Yeah.
Last night's win made it so Mike Malone will be the Team LeBron All-Star coach,
I-
which LeBron actually loves because Malone was an assistant in Cleveland during LeBron's first stint there.
Okay.
He was an assistant on Mike Brown's staff, and he also was an assistant in Golden State when Steph got there. So he's been around the league for a while. He's a great coach. I really like Mike Malone. He's done an awesome job in Denver this year.
I saw Ryan in the post game. What you had just mentioned, Danny just talked about how well that Denver
They're
defended
legit,
that
man.
play. But I played this bite for Manny, and maybe you even heard it. They asked Jokic about the final play,
Mhm.
and you can tell like the entire time he's answering the question, he's also thinking to himself, "Yeah, I don't know what the heck they were trying to do." Like he kind of knew what they were doing, but he's like, "Yeah," and then Gorgie shoots the three. But I think Jokic pretty much said, "Yeah, I think it was supposed to be for Cat."
Yeah.
But it was just
It-
kind of funny
it was.
listening to him break down the play.
Yeah, Cat was the option there, and they couldn't get him the ball, which is the biggest problem with your best player being a big guy and not a wing, because you can't just give him the ball at half court and let him ISO.
Brady was a bit of a chubby guy back in 2002.
Yeah.
That was back when the camera added 10 pounds.
They've gotten a lot better.
Giselle's got him a nice diet. He's eating salads and
TB12 weight, man.
yeah, keto and all that crap. Man, CJ Anderson show again. I mean, is Gurley banged up? I guess I don't really get
After
it.
the game, we're gonna find out he's been playing
Oh
with
my
like a
goodness.
broken
Look at,
Tony.
look at Romo. Look at the split with
Oh
Romo.
yes,
That's good
hair.
stuff.
the hair gel.
That's amazing.
The Jim Nance picture, the
Oh.
exact same.
Right.
Eastern Illinois,
You know
baby.
that has some 10 extra mega hold on that gel bottle somewhere. I'm trying to think of like good gel names from or like brand gels from back in the
Were
day.
you were putting gel in
Oh
your
yeah,
hair?
I was a gel guy. I do putty now. But
Yeah, same.
yeah. You and Phil, you guys go through it like left
Me,
and right.
Phil, Manny.
Yeah.
There's no way he caught that.
Oh, they did rule that a catch.
Did they call it a catch?
I'm trying to
He
go.
didn't catch
Just
that.
go.
There's
I've
no
never
way in hell he
understood
caught
why
that.
you don't just quickly run a next play. Oh, that's a catch. You drag that
first
foot.
foot down.
Yeah.
It might have came back up though when he
Whoa,
secured it. but-
man. Face mask? No.
I want to see that again.
See, now if they buzz down, all the Rams fans will
bottle
throw
game.
bottles on
Bottle-
the field. That's how this works.
No, this one will be Supergate though, right?
Might be. I mean, bottle gets taken.
We have an update from Rami on his Super Bowl food items. He just tweeted at us. He has deviled eggs,
Gross.
hummus,
Gross.
layered taco dip, French onion dip, and Mexican corn dip. That
Probably tough to
sounds
overturn, probably.
all like not. I don't want anything to do
Yeah.
with those food
Rami,
items.
our food's way better.
Rami just went with all of Myron's list of don't do at your Super Bowl party.
That's exactly what I'm tweeting. A tweet of what.
What did
not
Myron
to
say?
eat.
Don't unveil your chicken dish at the Super Bowl. Is that what he was talking about? Or don't try Thai food for the first time and bring it to the Super Bowl party.
Right.
What was the last thing? Some corn dip?
French onion dip, Mexican corn dip, layered taco dip, hummus.
Some of
The
that
dude likes his dip.
some
Yeah.
of that could be okay.
Yeah.
What,
You can't go
five?
wrong. You can't go wrong with a good taco dip.
Sure you can.
I think the taco
Sure
dip you can
you
get.
can.
Why can't you?
Well, I said you can't go wrong with a good taco dip. If it's
Yeah,
a bad
it
taco
could be-
dip,
it
then
could
yeah,
be bad.
it's totally wrong.
A curdled dip. Just
Oh!
That's
nasty.
even. How is it not pass interference?
Yeah, for real.
Super Bowl's fixed.
Such an insane day and age we live in, isn't it? Somebody's phone buzzes, we all look
Yeah,
and see.
I know. I do that all the time at Wolves games. How's that not pass interference?
I'm getting
Fake
bored.
punt.
Somebody
Fake
needs to
punt.
score a touchdown, man.
Fake punt.
Yeah, how about this? If this is the Super Bowl, we do a watch along and it finishes 3-0.
God. Yeah.
Steelers Vikings Super Bowl
Well-
9 was 2-0 at half.
What if we talked about Manny when the Vikings win the Super Bowl? It's going to be like over the Bills, final score 5-3
Right.
or something like that.
9-6.
Doesn't matter, it counts.
Yeah. All right. About halfway through the
Do you
second
ever-
quarter.
Thought about that torment? Like I vaguely remember it. I was born in '86.
Mm,
Being a Bills fan at that point, 4 in a row.
yeah.
Like by the fourth one, you just kind of expect it, right? Even though I don't believe they were favored really in many of those.
I think only the
If-
first.
I think
Yeah.
the first one.
But you at some point though, you always think you're gonna win. There's always a chance you're gonna win, right?
And really,
But after you've lost the first 3, don't you just kind of feel like the fourth's a given?
Just think about how close the Cleveland Cavaliers came to having that happen in the NBA. There's
Yeah.
I mean, it took a historic stretch of games for them to not
Yeah.
lose 4 finals in 4 years.
Mhm.
It's true.
The thing with the Bills too is I think that first one, in some ways, was a lot like the Vikings losing 4, because that first one was the first loss to Kansas City for the Vikings was the only one I think that they were actually favored in, and I think the Bills Giants one that they lost on the Norwood's missed kick, I think that was the only one of the 4 where they were like actually the Bills were probably actually the better team.
As a Vikings fan, being removed from it, obviously, again, being born '86, if you ever want to just ruin a few hours of a day or all of a day, maybe into a weekend, watch the 4 NFL films on those Super Bowls.
The Vikings
And then
won.
I kind of understand,
Isn't that how Matthew Collar spends his time?
that's
Yeah.
all the time,
All he does.
and bowl games. And bowl games. Then you kind of understand like the older generation of Vikings fans, just how they view everything.
Yeah.
And I think, Manny, you and I kind of view things the same way too, right? You're a little jaded, but there's also still optimism.
hmm
But like my dad just watches every game assuming they're going to lose.
Yeah.
That honestly doesn't
Yeah.
matter. And he likes it that way because then if they win, he's twice as happy, right?
Makes sense.
That's not really how I want to watch the games, but I totally understand why he does that way.
Yeah.
One of these years it'll be different.
Are we allowed to turn the sound up when Maroon 5?
Maybe.
A little
Actually,
bit.
that's the time I want the sound down. Not a big Maroon 5 guy. Adam Levine's very talented,
No, but
he's
like
not my
Travis
jam.
Scott and Big Boy.
Yeah, I'd like to see Big Boy. And and I think Rami has
Probably like one song, right?
he has Maroon 5, and I think all of his Write That Downs were all Maroon 5 related.
Yeah, he's a big Maroon 5 guy. I heard that.
And he has Sugar as the first song, and Christina Aguilera will also be like a special invitee on stage.
I've got a fun thing we should make Rami do. The next time the Wolves play the Nuggets, I think Rami should do the Me vs. Nuggets challenge. You guys aware of what that is?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So during
Should we all guess what we think it is before you explain it?
No. So from the time tip-off until the time the game is over, you have to eat more chicken nuggets than points scored by the Denver Nuggets.
So I was just going to guess it's got
wow.
something to do with chicken nuggets.
You have to out-eat the Denver Nuggets, and you have from tip-off until the final whistle. And
So
I
they
think
scored-
Rami is a prime candidate.
They
for
scored
that.
107 last night, right?
Yes,
So you have to eat 108 nuggets.
to win.
Gross.
Or that could be the next Judd Athlete Challenge if we call Joey Chestnut an athlete.
I don't think Judd's diet will allow him to do the
Yeah,
nugget
he's on this
challenge at
crazy.
this
He
point.
can't drink beer. I don't know
Well,
how
they
he's
play the
living.
Nuggets again until I don't know when, but I know they play them last game of the season.
Judd's now at the point in his diet where he's tweeting other people about their food.
Yeah.
Last night I
Yep.
did the here's my tacos and beer for dinner. He goes, oh, that looks good. He was like, but I can't have any.
The
I'm on a
voice
diet.
too. The voice. That's the best part.
And then he's bitter because I said, okay, when you have a cheat day though,
Wow,
let's
James
go
White
have
didn't get just
let's
enough.
go have pizza soon. No reply. So he's got food envy and he's bitter if you tweet him about eating pizza.
What a boring game so
This
far.
Yeah,
has
this is
been,
bad.
I was just gonna say this has been a yawner.
How much
Okay,
more
Super
fun would
Bowl.
it have been if the Chiefs would have beat the Patriots a couple weeks ago?
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be it'd be 34-31 right now.
What would have been the worst possible Super Bowl matchup in this year's playoff field? I feel like it'd be like Eagle. I don't know if Eagles would be bad because you get Nick
Bears,
Foles got
Colts.
that.
Who was
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bears. Not Bears Chargers. I would like to see Philip Rivers get it.
No,
that's,
Chargers
that's
would have been
bias.
fun.
That'd be, yeah.
In fact, the other time that the Bears and Colts played in the Super Bowl,
Ugh.
it was an ugly game.
Snooze
Yeah.
It
fest.
was pretty
It
bad.
did also rain that day.
The Ravens made it, right?
The only
Playoffs, yes.
Yeah.
the only good thing about Super Bowl 41 was Prince doing
Yeah.
the halftime
So
show
I watched
and
the
singing
video of
Purple
that
Rain
in the rain?
But didn't get wet. Prince didn't get rained on somehow. Like the rest of the stadium is soaking, and Prince is just like dry.
Yeah.
Somehow Prince sang "Purple Rain" in the rain and didn't get wet. It is a unbelievable mystery that I want cracked.
No,
Is it one of the greatest Super Bowl feats ever? It's got nothing to do with an actual game.
It's got to be up there. I mean, there's that. There's David Tyree catching the ball in his helmet. And,
And then there's Prince not getting wet during Purple Rain.
yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
I think Bears Ravens would be the worst possible Super Bowl matchup out of the playing field. This
Oh
year.
yeah, that would've been
Yeah,
Bears
gross.
Ravens.
Pretty bad.
Ugh.
Just two bad quarterbacks.
Oh, Mitchell.
I don't know
No,
why the
thank you.
Ravens have never ever done much for me as a franchise.
I used to really have a soft spot for Joe Flacco until he got paid and regressed horribly. But I was all in on that crazy run he had at the Super Bowl,
Do you remember the first couple
I
of
have no
years?
soft spots for anyone. in that organization.
Ryan,
especially athletes.
well, yeah, you should.
No, that organization.
Ryan and
Sure.
Flacco just kind of took the league by storm for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really the first couple quarterbacks to go right out of the draft and essentially walk into the playoffs within
Yeah.
what?
The first
2
year.
years? Their first year.
Their rookie
They-
years.
yeah,
They
both
went.
went their rookie
Flacco
year,
went to the
right?
Flacco went to the AFC
then-
title game.
Then from there on out, if you got a rookie quarterback and he's not playing by like week 5, you
Yeah,
made the wrong pick, right? At least
exactly.
that in the public's eyes.
No, I like
Or your
both those.
coach is a moron.
I like both those QBs.
I think was your Hugh Jackson tweet. That's one of the funniest things
Hugh Ja- it
of
was
this
Hugh
last
Jackson
week.
Day, man.
So now there's going to be 2 days the rest of my life that matter. Bobby Bonilla Day and Hugh Jackson Day.
131, baby.
Hugh Jackson Day. That's good stuff. How much fun would you have had if he was the Vikings' new offensive coordinator? Would you have just laughed at us every week? Do you think he's okay as an offensive coordinator, or do you think he should just never be involved in football, period?
Did you see what happened to the Bengals when he went there?
Yeah,
The man was involved in
yeah.
3 wins this entire year, and he spent it with 2 different franchises.
he took out Andy Dalton on his own too, right?
I will say that these cities aren't big enough for the both of us. I know there's 2 cities here, but not big enough for both me and Hugh. So it was probably for the best that they didn't opt to bring him in.
Who is that? That's a CBS Sports personnel. I thought there was someone there. Yeah, I want to see Tibbs and the Belichick suite. And Tibbs and Tony La Russa and Bill Belichick drinking
Tibbs
coffee.
would be so
Like,
lost here because they play 60 minutes instead of 48.
We got to be better. I wonder what he's doing. I really want to know what he's up to. Is he like
Grinding film?
grinding tape? Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. Grinding tape or what?
Building mental toughness.
Mental toughness. Got to be tougher.
Trying to get more wings.
We're
Oh,
looking to add wings.
Jimmy. Yeah.
Is your sign over there accurate, Declan? Has it been 28 days?
I
tried doing the math on that today.
Friday, they usually stop up, so no one updates it on the weekend. I also, when I started that, it was written because I have the world's worst handwriting. Someone rewrote it, but that was my idea. Just making sure everyone knows that was my thing.
Here's my question for that. Do
That's
we
what we
count
did.
assistant coaches?
No, head coaches.
Head coach.
Head coach only.
Because, like, I was going to say...
I feel like it's been longer than 28 days for Tibbs has been fired.
I know.
No, he was fired January 6th.
Oh, this okay. Yeah.
It's a Sunday.
A Sunday. Remember that. That was a good Sunday. Usually these Sunday night shifts are the most boring thing in the world for me. So this is a lot of fun.
That's right.
Yeah, that was not a boring Sunday
Yeah, that
night.
was a good Sunday night.
That Sunday night. So I got back from vacation that morning. Did not leave here until like 11:30 or midnight and still had my suitcase.
Yeah. Yeah, your suitcase was in the prep room up until midnight. All right, Rams, get some points on the board here. Air it out, Jared. Air it out, baby. Make me proud. Make this name proud.
Please throw the ball.
Jared,
Oh,
no.
What are you
Kirkers.
doing?
Kirk Cousins over here. What are you doing, man?
Throw the ball.
Even Aaron Rodgers would have thrown that one away.
Easily correctable. Easily correctable.
To me, one of the best things in all of sports is college football fans when they're super excited, but even better when they're super depressed. NFL fans get pretty close. Those animated people we just saw, that was pretty good. It's still tough to beat the college kid, though, after their team suffers a brutal loss, and he just
My
looks like he
favorite
wants to
one-
cry.
My favorite brutal college kid reaction, not the surrender cobra, but it was Notre Dame against Virginia. And Will Fuller was playing at Notre Dame at the time, currently wide receiver with the Texans. He caught a touchdown pass with like 14 seconds left to win the game. And at Virginia Stadium, they've got like brick in the one section.
Yep.
And this kid in the front row just like was here and then just laying over the brick, just looked lifeless and was phenomenal.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, that looks good.
Curdled milk?
Yum.
Oh, is that the point? Like they're... Oh, my God. I hate milk. Yeah. Just, bleh. Actually, my credit score went down 30 points this last billing cycle, and I didn't miss payments. I didn't have any I don't understand why it went down.
They don't
I don't want to like turn this into the Declan Goff credit score party, but I was a little upset by that. A little upset.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. Come on.
At least you still have your identity.
Yeah, Danny's identity got stolen once, so and recently, not just once.
I
Could be worse.
I got a new debit card Friday though.
There's something fancy about a nice, fresh new debit card in the wallet.
Yeah, like you can read all
Yeah,
the
right?
things.
Yeah, how
and
great
It's not
is that?
chipped or cracked.
It's terrific. I already bought a pair of shoes with it yesterday morning.
So years ago, I had a few years ago, I had both like my credit card and debit card were ripped off at 2 different establishments, like from all the credit breaches. So at one point, I had no way of spending money. I had to physically go to the bank and have them give me cash because I couldn't use either card while the other one was coming.
And here was the worst part about it for me. The bank I was using, there are no branches in the state of Minnesota.
yeah, I could see how that might be tough for you.
Which is kind of appalling to me. Like, how are there no Chase banks here? Like,
Oh,
it's
that
not
is
like I had
That is
some...
surprising. I didn't know that.
That is a good
Like, it's not
question.
like I had some hometown credit union I was using.
Well,
like,
no.
I was using Chase, which is one of the largest banks in the world. And there are just none.
Yeah, it's basically what Wells Fargo, TCF Bank here, U.S. Bank.
I got U.S. Bank now, so stay away.
Meanwhile, somebody online right now is,
Yeah, right. I'm tweeting out that is telling you you're telling a story about identity being stolen, and I'm sure someone's like,
And
"Oh,
you're-
that was me."
yeah, and your new bank.
Oh, that hair on Tony, man.
That spotting board.
That's
That's
fine. He's like, hey
that
guys.
spotting board is huge, man.
Tony, it looks so happy to be at the Super Bowl finally.
Yeah, that's what he was saying in pregame. He was excited to be there. I mean, I called some football, some high school football when I was in college, but it was so hard because, like, way in high school, the numbers are usually like not too visible and you don't know the names too well. And then those spotting boards are just they can help, but
And
then
there's not as much information.
yeah, you're still just like
high
looking
school
down
kids.
and up and yeah.
So I called a lot of football in South Dakota, but most of it was 9-man. So in all
Oh,
honesty,
that's fun.
it
Though.
was
yeah.
well, it was really fun, and
Yeah.
I covered some good teams. But it's a tiny bit easier when you just look at the sheer math, right?
Yeah.
Instead of 11 guys, it's 9 guys.
Yeah.
And I had some good color analysts who were able to to fill some time too. High school football is really fun to do if you ever get the chance to do it.
Yeah, it is.
One of my like career bucket list items is like having 1 year of like calling some high school Texas powerhouse, like going down.
That
there.
would be fun.
I'm sure that would
That
be
would be
super
really
It's a
fun.
weird bucket list item.
A
Definitely.
career bucket list, not like enjoying, like not out of like I want to see the world or something. Like you're right, I got bad priorities. We've been talking about that all night.
I know.
What a boring first half.
Oh my god! it's
I
just
can't
been
think of a worse
snoozer.
first half in Super Bowl history.
I was just gonna say, does anybody else feel like, to me, it's gonna be 10-0 New England at half. They'll
I hope not.
they'll put together a drive here.
They got the ball to open the game,
The
right?
Rams have 49 yards
Yes,
of
and then they had that
offense.
interception.
They've had the ball for what, 7 minutes? Though?
Just about, yeah.
He's seemingly open every time.
He's
right?
never
It's just-
covered. I've never seen anyone cover Julian Edelman.
It's
Ever.
every time. Like, just run that play 15 times in a row.
Jeez. Although once this game is over, then we're on that awkward slow crawl to baseball and stuff too, and it's like that interesting time.
Excuse you, basketball seasons.
Basketball
Like,
and-
we're in
and-
the middle. What
hockey.
was the topic of conversation all week everywhere?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Good for them. That's why I wanted Harper to sign today. That didn't happen, or this weekend. That didn't happen. I wanted the Wild to trade someone else this weekend so we could just take away from the Super.
Harper
That would
and-
be more enjoyable if we had more stuff to talk about.
Harper and Machado's this week, right? I think Twins pitchers and catchers
I don't-
report on the 13th. Is that what it is?
Close. Yeah.
I mean,
pretty,
we're
yeah.
almost down to single-digit days. These guys got to go somewhere. And
Maybe
Is-
they'll just sit out the season.
are people?
We're gonna have a-
that'd be crazy. Are people?
They're gonna have a labor war on
Is-
their hands.
Oh yeah, I actually think that between Machado and Harper, one of them might just take a 1-year deal worth a lot of money somewhere
Yeah.
this year and say, we'll talk after we
Well, it's
strike.
like Josh Donaldson, you do
'Cause-
that with Atlanta right now.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
a strike's coming.
Well, Josh
right?
Donaldson's a different situation
different.
because he hasn't played really in 2
Yeah.
played in 2
And he's
years.
like 63 at this point, right?
Yeah, he's like 31, and those kids are Machado and Harper are obviously 25.
Dude hits some moonshots though. I
Oh.
love how high some of his home runs go.
Yeah, when his game is on, he's one of the most fun players to watch.
He
There's plenty
hit-
of them at Target Field.
Is
How happy are you guys that Edwin Encarnacion's out of the division?
oh god,
That one's a good one.
Because I swear every time that man stepped inside Target Field, he just hit third deck bombs.
Him and
Yeah.
Jose Batista,
Yeah.
man, when they were both.
Oh
with the
yeah,
Blue Jays.
Batista. I think
Even
it's like his
when
highest.
the
career
last
averages.
2 years with Encarnacion in Cleveland, like
Mhm.
he had, I felt like he hit 4 home runs every series in Minnesota.
What was the year Batista hit like 5 home runs at the
Yeah.
field?
Actually,
in like a 3-game series or
I
something
think it
like
was
that.
2010. Like Twins clinched, and then because they were the first team to clinch that year, and then Toronto was like the last homestand or second to last, and yeah, he hit like 5 over the course of the
He
week.
fell off so quick too.
Yeah.
he did.
what was that double header all those years ago where Zobrist had like 12 RBIs
yeah.
in one day? Do you remember? It was just something ridiculous.
The dude and Sarah Jessica Parker here. Interesting, Sarah Jessica. Okay, good for her.
All right, I don't like this guy.
Oh, this guy, he's the
Little
adapted.
sprint guy.
If people think Kevin Durant sold out, this guy sold out 1,000 times more. At least Durant had to go like do something for his career. Like this guy just literally jumped ship.
Go to the Knicks, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Does he still introduce himself as the guy from the other company in every commercial?
That's
Like,
how people know.
2 years into it, he was still doing. I'm like, yeah, we get it. We know who he used to work for.
Not good, man. Nope. We were gonna go back.
Nope.
Switchboard,
Oh,
switchers.
Somebody just wasted 2.7
Yeah.
million.
Some CBS switchboard guys getting a talking to right now.
Did you see the story this morning in some? I just heard it on. Actually, I heard it on our airwaves. Some affiliate sent out like a test of the Super Bowl like online, and their feed was nothing. It was just like the blank screen. So people were freaking out, and then the station replied with, "This is the feed we're getting from CBS. Don't blame us."
Why?
So that all these people were freaking out they weren't going to get the Super Bowl. Like, oh, they got 8 hours. I think they'll figure it out.
Honest to God, Stan Kroenke is wearing sunglasses indoors.
The roof might be open.
I take offense to that though because
it's dark.
I wear glasses all the time, and sometimes when you're running a quick errand and they're prescription sunglasses, you'd rather just leave them on. I don't care how bad I look.
Yeah,
I don't think this doesn't
really
qualify for a quick errand. He's been in there for.
This is just Stan
You don't
Kroenke
think
being
hanging
Stan
out at
Kroenke.
the Super Bowl for hours isn't a quick errand?
No,
I'm just saying, I heard somebody rail on people for doing that. If it's just your sunglasses and you can see without them, that's different. But in all honesty, I should take them off, but I'm just a little too lazy. But now that I have like these thoughts that everybody thinks I'm just this massive
Phillips
jerk for
is
doing
not
it,
happy.
as my voice cracks. Now I feel like I need to take them off.
You do know that Wade Phillips has me blocked on Twitter, right?
He
Do you know
also
why?
has collar block, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Collars doesn't make any sense. Mine made sense.
What'd you do?
I definitely used to chirp when he was the head coach of the Cowboys.
Son of
Like I'm also blocked. I'm blocked by a lot of good people.
How
Dick
does
Bramer has me blocked. I also deserve that one.
How does
I
an
can think
NFL
of one person that has me blocked.
Who else? Matthew Berry has me blocked. That one makes no sense. I think he figured out I quit fantasy football. I'm dead serious because I even looked at tweet history. I look at tweet because you can like search your own handle and I put Matthew. I have nothing. I haven't never once tweeted at him. Like I don't know what I did to Matthew Berry. Can't even see his tweets.
You probably didn't like his cameo in the league.
No. Maybe that was it.
Are we all blocked by Bruin here except for maybe Danny? Should that be our goal to get him blocked by Tim Brewster?
Paul Brewster.
Oh boy! Oh, come on!
Party
Look at that
foul.
catch though. Nothing.
Party foul.
I'm blocked by this guy named Eric Rosenthal.
Okay.
I forget what company he works for, but during the playoffs in like 2015, the NBA playoffs, he like went on this big tirade about how Kyle Korver's a better basketball player than Kyrie Irving. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Cripes.
Like, how is this a take? So I got blocked.
Yeah, Brew is the only one that I could think of that has me blocked.
My buddy got me blocked by like an obscure smaller level D1 basketball coach for nothing I had anything to do with. We were just associated with him. And then a year later when we were all together, we actually tweeted the coach to get us unblocked. And he did unblock us all, but it was a friend who wasn't blocked. I know it's Coach Hayford. He was at like Eastern Washington or something years ago.
Okay.
So he guaranteed like victory against Georgetown, and of course got ran by like 40.
You don't say.
Yeah. So then my buddy just tweeted him over and over and over again and got us all blocked. And then a year later, he's coaching at like I think it's like the University of Portland now.
Oh,
CP, oh no, what did you do?
not getting the MVP. Sorry, Jonathan.
But
Harrison.
I don't think that really counts as a. I mean, I'm sure he's famous on the left coast, but
left coast, best coast.
left coast, best coast.
What Myron said, you wanted West Coast rappers for halftime, and you wanted East Coast. Is that what it was?
Yep.
On Friday, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have Tupac out there.
He's still alive. He's making music somewhere.
He's in Cuba.
One year they should just and have Elvis come out too. What a
Yeah.
party!
No,
that
he's
would be.
Actually dead.
Elvis and Tupac.
Elvis is
Keep
dead.
to leave MVP, putting the hits on Brady.
Who
Fake
else-
the field goal.
Who else could play in the not dead?
Prince. We can bring back Prince.
Michael Jackson.
I mean, I feel like it would have been Prince if he was still alive last year. I think he would have done it.
No,
again.
I'm thinking people that they always say, oh, they're not really dead. They fake their own death.
For sure.
Like
Michael Jackson.
who else could?
MJ.
Oh, they're going for it. Might be our first
All right.
exciting play of the game.
4th and 1. I dig it.
Tom Brady quarterback draw.
Not from the gun.
Matthew Collar's begging for a QB sneak here.
But for the gun?
Wow. They're throwing it.
All day.
Oh,
they get it. All right,
For
Jared.
Gronk.
There goes my
Yeah,
son of
a bum.
There goes my
That's
10-0 feel, huh?
That was an interesting play call. I don't like to question play call.
That was a little
that
bit
was
of holding,
interesting
huh?
on fourth.
Nope, got a hand on it.
That was an interesting play
Solid
call on
defensive
fourth and
play.
one, though.
I think by the end of the
Man,
night, we should get you to say one good thing about New England that's not a jab. Like, you can't say they're good at cheating.
They are good. At
Like,
cheating.
no, that's true.
So I think Sean McVay is in trouble next year because I don't know that he's going to be the best looking coach in his own division.
Klingberg?
Cliff
Klingberg, I like it.
Kingsbury? Yeah.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Klingberg?
Man, he's a good looking man out there too.
And he is also friends of Sean McVay, so.
Well, I mean, they
That
like
helps.
shook hands once,
Yeah.
and that's how he got the job.
This is starting to look like the Ravens Giants Super Bowl. And now we just need like a couple of kick returns to make it to increase the scoring. This has been awful.
To your point now, Manny, this is only going to usurp what Super Bowl 2-0? Do you remember the number?
That was
9.
Viking Steelers.
This is
2-0
only
at
going to
halftime,
usurp
Super Bowl
it by
9.
maybe 1 point if the
I got two
Rams don't
timeouts. Let's
score
go.
here.
Was that
Yeah.
incomplete? No.
No, it was complete.
Go. Yeah, get your roll on, Dante. Let's move it, Jared.
I think Giants Patriots the first
Wouldn't you have
one.
taken a timeout there? It seems like you've wasted
Nah, I
a
don't
lot
think
of
so.
time here.
I think the first Giants Patriots Super Bowl was 7-3 New England at halftime.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because I know they went score. They went, yeah, New England didn't score in the first.
What do you
Poor
guys
Randy.
think David Tyree is doing right now?
David Tyree.
That's a good question.
I mean, obviously, his in the Super Bowl is big, but even a guy like Freddie Mitchell, what is Freddie Mitchell doing?
I will text that question to friends, just like the most obscure
Yeah.
athletes ever. Like, I texted a friend the other day, what do you think DeAndre Liggins is doing at this moment? Former NBA G League Defensive Player of the Year. Come on, fake
All right.
it.
This is the
Fake it.
6th punt for Hecker in the first half.
Damn it.
Is it possible one of these punters will be Super Bowl MVP? Oh, that's clutch punting right there.
It is.
That is clutch punting, boys.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
an MVP performance.
Yeah.
That's
there, yeah.
that's how you put
Play
yourself
the game
in the
right
top
there.
3.
What's this guy's name? What's the punter's name? Do we know?
That's Johnny Hecker.
Johnny Hecker, not confused with Denny Hecker. All
Or
right,
That's
Tom
the
Hecker.
Johnny Hecker guarantee.
Johnny Hecker. Hey,
Seriously,
John
Gostowski's probably the MVP so far in the game, right?
And he's missed a field goal. The Super Bowl MVP, Tony Romo.
Honestly, though,
I
He
mean,
might be.
He might be.
He might
deserves
be.
it.
John Hecker deserves.
This
Super Bowl MVP.
could, unless New England's going to take a knee.
This
here.
could be
Yeah.
3-2. What if Brady accidentally takes a knee in the end zone?
Oh, that'd be perfect. That's what I'm rooting for.
If you're the Rams, you almost have to call your timeouts, don't you?
Yeah, you might as well.
Maybe they fumble the snap. Well, that was another, they're always killing time. Another story that was killed time today was Brady and center guy took extra snaps.
Center guy?
Yeah.
Center guy.
Yeah, I don't know who the center is. Do any one of you know?
No clue.
Yeah.
No clue.
So they took extra snaps, and Brady said something like, well, maybe you'll see on Sunday why we were doing it. Okay, do you have some interesting play drawn up for the center?
Like, we just wasted an hour and a half watching a field goal.
That's half.
That
That's
is
half.
I'm going to go get some water.
We're gonna take a break. We'll go to commercial break, and then maybe we'll come back on during the
We'll be
performance. Yeah, we'll take a little break here.
Got nothing else to do.
Right.
I'm not going to go home, so.
Right. Hot, and we are back.
Welcome back. The game was so bad in the first half, we feel as if the only entertainment you're going to get the rest of the night is talking with us. So here we are because the game hasn't done it for us. The halftime show didn't do it for us. I think the best part of this game was the NFL's own commercial
Yes.
in
Yes.
halftime. That was the best thing we've seen all night. The game's not been good. If the game ended right now, the MVP would probably be the Rams punter. Maroon 5 was no good. Travis Scott was given like 30 seconds. There was
Big Boy
no
got
Andre,
like 30 seconds.
There was no Andre 3000.
Yeah.
SpongeBob got 10 seconds. Like, that was just bad.
The only good thing about the halftime show was Big Boy's jacket. Was his fur coat.
That was a
Fur
great
coat.
jacket.
Was his
That
fur
was
coat.
great.
Yes.
And the ride-in.
And
too.
the ride-in
Yeah.
was good.
Yes,
The
correct.
ride-in was good, and his wardrobe was good, but
Vintage Big Boy.
I will point out, and we'd have to look this up, you just gave the MVP to the punter on what would be the losing team.
yeah, that's how bad the game's been.
That's
no.
how spectacular his performance has been
I'm
in a
with him.
clunker of a game.
Yeah.
It's been so bad. You can't give it to Gostowski because he missed a field goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
He
he's
missed.
only 50%. You can't give him the MVP.
Yeah, I'd go punter, Big Boy, and then whoever you want to put at third, because I don't think anyone else.
What about
deserves to be up
who
there.
had the best performance in the NFL commercial? Are they the
Oh,
MVP
that
at this
was.
point?
I think Deion Sanders was really good in that.
Mhm.
I thought Ed Reed was good in that.
Yep.
Oh man, that was Joe Montana, Michael
Joe
Irvin,
Montana
Jerry
still has a good
Rice.
arm.
The Marshawn Lynch looks were good.
No, Mar-
Right? Like the looks he gave
Okay,
the
so
camera
actually,
were
the
good.
best part of the first half was during the Man of the Year presentation prior to it, and Marshawn Lynch was right behind J.J. Watt, who was presenting it to Chris Long, who won it, and he was just like kind of peering over Watt's shoulder,
And then he ended up putting
hid
his head
behind
like
him.
right behind.
And
J.J.
that was the
Watt.
best thing I saw in the first half. This game has not been fun.
No.
It's been really, really bad. And I want to think that we're going to see a lot more scoring in the second half, but if that first half is a sign of how the rest of this game is going to be, then this is going to be a long. And well, the worst part about the first half too, it was long.
Yeah.
It was a really, really like the first quarter.
The first quarter took an hour, and there were no points.
Yeah.
A whole hour for punts. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's just, and someone tweeted at me, he's like, "Oh, I'd rather have crappy football than no football." I'm like, no,
No.
I would rather watch basketball.
Yeah.
I would rather watch a matinee game on a Thursday in July between the Twins and the White Sox than this.
That's just where you reply and say, well, in 2 hours you will have no football because it will be done for months.
He goes, well, I'll be begging for this in a month. I go, I am never begging.
I'm
for
never
this.
begging for this ever again.
Ever.
No.
Ugh,
Only time I'm
gross.
begging for this is if it's the Vikings leading 3-0 at halftime at a Super Bowl.
And
And then
you-
if the second half was to be canceled and they were just declared the winner, I'd take that.
And you know what? Call me crazy.
Crazy.
But when the when the NFL season ends, I don't go into I miss football mode.
No, me
I don't.
neither.
I love the sport. I love the league, but I don't. When the Super Bowl is over, I'm ready to move on. I'm good with that. I'm good with there not being football. for
I've been
whatever
ready to
months.
move on since week 17.
So
Yeah. Same.
Like, actually,
because there's no
All for
because we
different
haven't seen
reasons.
Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield since
yes,
17.
yes, exactly.
On the
I
clip.
think I'd be way more excited if this were Chiefs Rams.
Sure.
Like if this was Mahomes against Goff and not the same product that we've seen now 9 times in the past 2 decades. Like, I'm sick and tired of the Patriots. I'm sick and tired of Tom Brady. I'm sick and tired of Bill Belichick. I'm sick and tired of them being here. Like, I want something new. It's not fun. And it's not like, oh, not only are they good, they're fun. Like, I'm not sick and tired of the Warriors being in the finals because you know what? They're fun and they're entertaining. This has been a snooze fest.
yeah, you
Like,
know
if
what,
I didn't
though?
nap before I came in, I may have fallen asleep during it.
Yep.
You know what though, Danny? They're still here.
Not for long. This is it. This is it for them. They're not coming back.
Oh,
we need
do
like a kick return for a
On-
touchdown here or something.
That'd be cool.
honestly
I'd be
though,
about
I'm
that.
glad this came up because do you guys get to this point? And it sounds like Danny has every
I've been
year.
at that point.
I get to this point every year. I wake up on Super Bowl Sunday or a few days before it and go, yeah, I am ready for it to be done.
Mhm.
I love the sport and I love the league, but by this time of year, first I do think 2
Now
weeks
we're
is too
kneeling
much.
kickoffs too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, God.
and he's getting congratulated. Good job.
Good
Like,
job, good job
sweet.
catching it. Where he could have just let it bounce in the end zone.
Good job.
Because he
taking
doesn't
it.
even have to catch it. He actually did his team a disservice if he was going to do that. What if he fumbled it?
Right.
Right? It's a loose ball all over the end zone. Just don't catch it. Yeah, if it was me, I'd go back to the very few rare occasions where we haven't even had the 2 weeks. Let's just play the game the next week.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks is a big build up. These teams are playing like they've been off for 2 months.
Well, and really the build up to this Super Bowl
Ooh.
has been very, very boring.
Yeah.
I mean, there just hasn't.
It's been owned by the NFL or by the NBA.
By the
Sure.
NBA.
The NBA owned Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
Absolutely owned. I mean, we
Yeah,
had
it did.
Anthony Davis, we had Kyrie, we had Kristaps Porzingis. So much went on in the NBA this week that this game's been an afterthought until today.
Yeah, I don't know who's more disappointed, NFL or the MLB for
Oh,
Feel like a dropped interception.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a hand on it, catch it, please.
almost
Like,
pick six.
and it's the Patriots, and I want them to lose, but like, just give me some action.
Yeah. No, yeah, this opportunity by the MLB too. I mean, you could have had Harper Machado signed or something.
The
and
MLB
that would have been.
has been
Yeah.
horrendous
Yes.
this winter. Like
Yes,
it's called
it
the
has.
hot stove.
Oh, it's
There-
cold.
I mean, you
Ice
couldn't
cold.
heat up you couldn't melt ice on the
this
stove.
I don't even think the stove is plugged in.
Nope.
You
No,
couldn't
it's
melt
not even-
ice on it. That's how cold it's been.
Oh, there we
Go,
All
Todd
right.
Gurley.
We
Todd
got a
Gurley's alive.
15-yard run.
We have a Todd Gurley showing.
How about that offense?
Easy.
That's like half of the Rams' offensive output from the first
Right.
half. On
Right.
They had 50 yards in the first half.
I don't
It
know,
was,
but
uh,
I know
They
what
had
I said
68
was.
yards of
68
offense.
yards.
I know what I said was hyperbolic, but
No, that's pretty darn close though. That's about a third of the offense right there.
it's been gross.
Fourth, maybe.
We have a Todd Gurley sighting.
What was the over? I should have looked that up.
For
'cause
what?
I definitely feel like it's going to be under on total
Oh,
points.
for points, yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying there won't be points scored the second half, but I'm guessing there would
Well,
have
what
to
have
be
you
a
seen
lot
that-
of points scored.
Wow,
Yeah.
6 more yards.
What have I seen that there'll
We
be
are
points? That's a good
moving!
question. That's a very good question.
Evan Washburn has great hair.
I love how you say it. We all look up. Nobody says a word. We just stare at his hair. We're mesmerized by it. We've seen the light.
My favorite thing is we have the camera can't see, but we have a traffic cam in the studio, and it's always of Buck Hill, which is in Burnsville.
Yeah.
It's a ski, and they're actually still open right now because I can see the chairlifts are moving, but no one is there. And actually, I'd rather be snowboarding, I think, right now than watching this game.
Patrick Chung is down.
It
in the
also-
field hurt for the Patriots.
Declan, it also looks like it's straight out of a horror movie too, because
Yeah,
it's 80% fog.
it's very M Night Shyamalan feel for the last few days. It's felt like it. It absolutely has felt like it. Ugh. Well, yeah, at least the Rams are driving now. Here we go. We had an injury timeout, but Todd Gurley got half the yards in one carry, and maybe something clicks here. I like what Sean McVay is gonna adjust. He's gonna have to adjust, obviously. So I'm excited to see what he does.
I just want to see something.
Do you think another NBA trade like happens today?
I would
during the game.
How phenomenal would it be if Anthony Davis gets traded at like 8:45 when we're halfway through the fourth?
We have
quarter?
Woj bomb alerts, right?
Yeah.
So we're
Like I would leave the studio because I'd have to start like doing stuff.
And Tony Romo would be breaking down the trade during the Super Bowl. Here's how negotiations went, Jim.
Oh, Jim, I don't know about this trade, Jim.
Oh, Jim, I don't know. I don't know if I like what the Pelicans got, Jim.
Ooh. So I'm glad my car can go through the water like that, but when am I ever going to have
Yeah,
to
what
do
are you
that?
gonna
Yeah.
do? Yeah.
I hope I don't have to do that.
When it rains a lot.
You might get to test it out tomorrow with all this melting.
You know, it's like when they say your phones are waterproof, but that doesn't mean I just throw my phone in the pool.
Right.
for
This
hefty
thing might be
giggles.
waterproof. I'm not checking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I have life. Yeah, same thing. My case does provides all
we'll
that.
just trust. We'll just take their word for it.
Trust that
But
it is,
Yeah.
and hope to never have to use it.
Good lord. Yeah, I mean, hopefully nowhere to go but up.
It can't get worse. They can't score less points in
I
this
don't
half
think
than
they
did in
can.
the first.
Has the general consensus been that any of these commercials have been pretty funny? I've been scanning the Twitter machine.
I've yet to see him. I think Phil tweeted something about how he had a few that was rankings already that he wanted to talk about during the show tomorrow.
The
But-
NFL's commercial was the best one.
Yes,
Yeah, I think that was
and I've seen
far and away the best one.
a lot of chatter about that too. So that seems to be the general consensus.
It's the best football we've seen all night.
There was more action than that commercial. Ooh, that's just a golf cart.
We have a man getting carted off here, right? We got slow mo.
Ooh,
Ouch.
Usually, if it's a cart, that means like
he may have broken his arm.
Oh, but you can't walk off on that.
I mean,
My arm's pretty sore. Oh yeah, his arm.
There we
he's
go.
got an arm
Yeah.
cast. How about that?
Yeah.
I should be a doctor. That hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I strained my bicep working out the other day, so I totally know what he's going
Yeah,
through
dude,
right
we
now.
get it. You lift.
Yeah.
How
I
about that?
totally understand the pain he's
Are you
experiencing.
benching 315 now?
Right, yeah. 31.5, yeah, exactly.
Look at him handle that like a champ, though, right now. If that was me, I'd be crying and screaming, without a doubt.
You'd be in a little bit of shock.
Yeah, I
Your
don't think
body
the
would
pain
be
really
shocked.
sets in till after later.
Maybe-
But I've never broken a bone in my body, so
Wow, that must be nice.
yeah, I don't know.
You kind of go into shock a little
Yeah.
bit with an injury.
So
like that.
I'm a whim. So at some point I would scream and cry. So at what point would I do that?
When it starts to hurt. But, but you
When the
like,
morphine hasn't kicked in yet.
you like go into shock.
Yeah. The body's weird, man. Look at us. We're dissecting arm injuries and broken bones.
I'm
right
a
now.
resident arm injury expert here.
Okay, I gotcha.
I'm Captain Shoulder Surgery sitting over here, man.
You did nail that one, by the way. I mean, you were all over that.
I've seen a thing or two.
Looks like he broke his arm. Oh, he's in a cast. Look at that scowl.
Rams
used-
could really use James White right here.
I used to love the Chili headset when he had to get the special one because his ears were like super weird or something, so he couldn't have the over the muff one, and he had like the earpiece
Oh yeah,
one
yeah.
instead.
To get like special NFL approval.
Yeah, it was because it was Motorola back then. Now it's Bose, but that's
Motorola is still actually a company.
for,
Don't
yeah,
you love how crazy
but
the
their
NFL is?
sponsor. I don't think Motorola is a sponsor with the NFL.
No,
anymore.
The
it
guy
is
is a
Bose.
legitimate issue and needs special approval from the NFL so he can get accommodations.
Man, Jared.
Yeah, that sums up the game.
Yeah. Now
Really
we're all
does.
gonna,
One of
now
them.
we're all gonna do it.
7
I think-
straight
Yeah,
punts.
Fake
Here
the
seven straight
punt.
punts.
Here comes
Fake
mine.
punt. Fake punt. Here we go. Fake punt. Fake punt. God dang it. You can tell pretty quick if it's going to be a fake punt. All right.
MVP.
That would have actually been a really good time for a fake punt too. You're basically at midfield. It's 4th and 5, so it's attainable.
Nobody's moving the ball anyways.
Right.
Right. But that's probably the fear. You don't want to jumpstart the other team, but I suppose you probably want to jumpstart your own team at some point.
No good. Julian Edelman is outgaining the Rams. It's a great sign.
Steroids, man.
And it's still only 3-0.
The funny thing with that though is like who else on the Patriots has done anything offensively aside
No
from
one.
Julian Edelman anyway?
Tom Brady's fumbled once.
Threw a
thrown
pick.
Yeah.
Like Brady hasn't looked good.
That is an
Yeah.
interesting question. It's very early. So much to be decided, obviously, but somebody's really got to do something. If anybody does anything, actually, they're going to stake their claim to being the MVP.
Right.
I'm telling you, the punter.
Got a Manny Machado Instagram update. He's rocking a Todd Gurley jersey and is a fan of the Rams tonight. So I wonder if he'll be sticking with LA.
I doubt it because they have a pretty good shortstop.
Yeah, maybe.
And third baseman.
Anybody buying Harper to the Padres?
No, I don't think the Padres. I think it's still the Phillies or bust. I
I
think
heard
it's Phillies. Yes,
1 year, $40 million.
You never know.
Let's
mystery team.
Let's go all in. Let's go all in for a year before they sit out at least a
The
year
mystery team.
or a half
yeah.
a year next season.
Ooh.
Right, they're stopping play next year. It seems like we're heading that
Oh,
way,
well,
right?
the CBA runs like to 2021.
It's
So
2021.
unless the players' union or
I
whoever
thought it was after
legitimately
next season.
strikes. No, it's 2021.
Is it okay?
So we still got a couple more years, but I mean, they could.
We're due for a good labor strike.
Yeah, exactly. Here
Oh.
we go.
There you go. There's a nice little.
Edelman's got MVP
Uh-oh.
locked up.
Oh,
Oh,
Edelman staking his claim to MVP.
yeah.
Over 100 yards. Oh, okay. I thought it was after this season. So okay.
Yeah,
so
no, we
maybe
got a
that,
few. We have a few more. But that doesn't mean they can, they wouldn't strike or walk away from it or threaten.
We haven't had a good old fashioned labor strike since 2011 in the NBA, right?
When was the
Crazy.
NHL's
hockey.
last one?
NHL had a half one in 2013.
Oh.
They played 41 games.
Remember the last time MLB almost had it? There were like players on buses waiting to go to games.
Yeah. Well, the 95,
94.
94 was the
Yep.
strike.
They
Yeah,
canceled the World Series.
Ruined baseball in Montreal.
yeah. Poor Montreal. Yeah, they got the shortest end of the stick there.
They really did. They never recovered.
Mm-mm.
Bryce Harper would have been so much fun in Montreal.
They got Vlad. They got Vlad Guerrero. They at least got that going for them.
Those were some fun Expo teams.
Yeah.
Jose Vidro, Vlad Guerrero, Fernando Tatis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pedro was a wing bean.
Vlad Guerrero and Fernando Tatis. Vlad Jr. is like the number one prospect of the baseball.
Yeah, for Toronto.
And Tatis's kid's also a top prospect, I do believe.
Was it verified or did it come from like a fake account when Fernando Tatis went after the Broncos for only scoring like 8 points in the Super Bowl? Was that his real Twitter account or was that a fake one? Do you remember that?
Patrick Chung is out with a right arm injury, guys.
He's like, good call.
If the Aircast didn't give it away, he won't be returning.
Fernando Tatis was like 8 points in the Super Bowl. I had 8 RBIs in 1 inning. But I think that might have been a fake account though.
So apparently Ricky Rubio grabbed his guitar and was singing along during the halftime show. I kind of want to play it, but no one can see it. But Ricky was jamming out. I don't know if Ricky could play guitar.
Ricky might get traded.
Yeah, he's a free agent, right, this year too? This summer?
Yep.
Unrestricted?
I saw Mark Stein had tweeted out the other day that the Jazz and Grizzlies had some brief talks about a Conley for Rubio swap.
How long is Conley under deal?
2 more years.
2 more years with that insane contract?
The
fake the punt, please.
The Jazz would have to add more salary to make the money work.
Sure.
Probably Derek Favors.
Yeah.
I think.
That's a weird punt. Like he had the ball.
More clutch punting.
Is he one of those? That's not Ozzy though?
No.
Ozzy's to the side, isn't it?
Has every punt come from just inside or outside the 50-yard line today too? You
No.
notice that? Seems like everyone's coming from.
No, the Rams
midfield.
have one from in their own end zone.
Yeah, that was right. That's right.
All right, Jared. Make me proud. 28-21, huh? Well, we're going to have one hell of the last quarter and a half to get to 28-21 Rams. So.
So you tweeted out, Declan, from SKOR North on Twitter, that I am fed up with this NFL season. I want it over immediately.
Yeah.
Al responded, understandable. Browns can't be 2019 champions until this game's over and the 2019 season can start.
Yeah.
Damn right, Al.
Thank you, Al.
That's good.
Good stuff.
He's got a point. I'm going to give that a good old retweet.
American supermodel and entrepreneur must be rough. Must be rough. So another long drive set up here.
How many? All right, I
Jared
say
Goff.
this is a game we start playing. How many plays before the Rams punt? That's how the drive's going to end. Over under 5 plays before another punt. 5.5 plays.
Oh, doesn't seem likely that ends in a score.
No, I said before another punt.
Right. No, so I'm just thinking how many plays can they go before they punt. So over under 5.5. That means 2 first downs.
Ooh, that's going to be great. Our Planet on Netflix. I'm going to get really into that. I'll take the over.
Just because I think at some point somebody has to do something, but this is probably hopeful. I'm just going to say the over.
Over? Declan, you said the over 5.5?
Yep.
Manny?
The over-under is 5.5?
5.5 plays before the next punt in this game.
If it's under, the Rams have turned the ball over. That's what I'm going with.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with the under.
I'm going under as well.
I think it'll be a 3-and-out.
We've had great beer sponsors tonight so far. I've seen a Busch Light commercial, a Bud Light commercial, and a Michelob Ultra Light commercial.
And I drink none of them.
They are the light
I
beers are
drink none of them.
covering the gamut tonight.
Declan, you tweeted that we're talking about the Montel Expos.
Nice.
The
Well, they both don't exist, so
yeah,
we got that going for me.
Montel Expos could be a good team, though.
Montel GIF.
Think
Nice,
about
Lindsay. Good call.
This is how we do it.
think about what team they could field. Oh, that's going to be a legal motion.
Yeah, push them
Okay.
back.
Push him back.
Half the distance to the
Put 'em
goal.
on the
whole
one.
yard.
So that's one play, right?
Illegal shift.
Wait, there's like a pound. Was that with that?
Technically, that will not count.
That was so we're still at. Okay.
Oh, they've declined it. That's a
declining it.
play.
That's a play.
That is a
That's
play.
one.
Okay. Okay, here we go. New York Football Giants.
You know, they always say you never want to be the guy that replaces the guy. Think about the poor sap who's got to replace Tom Brady for at least a full season.
I can't wait.
Whenever that is.
I can't wait for that. That's 2.
God.
Boy, I might have been too hopeful, boys.
Let's see if they can get a first here. I would put Gurley on the outsiders. I don't know. Do something different, for God's
A
sakes.
first would basically clinch the over.
Yeah, right. 0 for 7 on third down. Oof. I mean, yeah, 0 for 7 on third down. Their average has been 5.5 yards. So, I mean, they've had manageable third downs. Oh,
Ooh.
God.
Jeez.
That's intentional. Oh no, they're gonna stay in the area.
Yeah, he's in the air. In the area.
That would have
but
resulted
was
in a
close.
safety, wouldn't it?
It would have
Yeah.
resulted in a safety.
Yeah.
Which then there would have been a free punt after, and the under would have hit.
I just put out a great tweet.
So you say.
Self-proclaiming a great tweet. I love it.
I'm pretty proud of this one.
Well, we'll be the judge of this. So I'll pull up
That's good.
Manny Hill 84 on Twitter. Let's see if this is a clutch punt from Hecker. Oh, that is a
that's
clutch
a
punt.
good bounce.
That's a clutch
Oh, and he
punt.
kept
Wow.
Look at
it
that
in.
punt.
Tell me I'm
All right.
That is masterful.
I'm on board. Super Bowl MVP.
Yep.
Win or lose, Johnny Hecker. Look at that punt.
Johnny Hecker's going to be the first. Johnny Hecker's going to be the first MVP of a losing team in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl since
And-
Chuck Howley in Super Bowl.
And I'm
5.
gonna go out on a limb. I suppose there's a 1% chance I'm wrong, but first punter to be named Super Bowl MVP.
It would be, yes.
I'm not missing like a quarterback who was also a punter in the 60s, am I?
60. The Super Bowl didn't exist then because I think Otto Graham might have had one way back when.
Otto Graham, good name.
Well, so we got a Rams punter. I mean, I think obviously the logical choice is probably Julian Edelman. You know, that looks like it's who it's going
Julian
to be.
Edelman is the logical choice, but your heart's choice is Johnny Hecker,
Yeah.
right?
So it's Super Bowl 5 was the last time the losing
Chuck
player.
Howley, yeah.
Okay.
I
Cowboys.
almost cheer for that every year because how now I'm sure that what they do is they give it to the other guy in the locker room, but let's say the Rams end up losing, but Hacker's the Super Bowl MVP. He has to go up there on the podium with all the Patriots to get his MVP trophy. Thanks, guys.
This game is so bad.
As the
Yeah, it's
punter, though,
bad,
you're
man.
probably still really excited, right? Even though you've lost, you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh my goodness, I'm Super Bowl MVP." Oh wait, we didn't win.
Well, it's just like when John Sebastian Jaguar won the
Yep.
Conn Smythe
For
after
the Ducks.
after the Ducks lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals
Yeah.
in New Jersey.
Oh my gosh, he
And
carried
Gary
them.
Bettman announced it, and like all the Devils fans in attendance just started booing.
I think the
It was
Wild
great.
scored like 2 goals in 4 games against him in that
I
series.
think just one.
They go,
They
and
got
you know
shut
what?
out the
I
first
think
3 games, and then they
think it
scored
was
a
one.
goal
They
late
scored
in
in, like,
game
the
4.
second or third
Or
period
when,
of game 4.
Yeah.
When Dirk won his MVP back in 2007, the
Yep.
Mavericks were the 1 seed and they lost to the We Believe Warriors
Yep.
Yeah.
in the first round, and he got the MVP trophy after they were eliminated for the first
Ugh.
time in league history.
Yep.
It's never a good sign if the entire room is yawning during the Super Bowl, is it? Now, granted, we have the tired-itis from all this food, but
Itis.
which I think I owe all of you for. So I'll try and get out of here without paying that bill.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, we're gonna need one hell of a fourth quarter here, or maybe it should just be 3-0. I'm kind of rooting for it. Just a 3-0 Super Bowl final.
Yeah, at what point do you get all in on the bad, right? And
Yeah.
just cheer for it.
Seriously.
I've been doing that most of my life. So.
Yeah.
I do that in baseball all the time, especially if it's happening to the Twins, who I love. But if the opposing pitcher has like a perfect game or a no-hitter in the
Right.
60th, you just kind of start cheering for it. It's kind of cool to see.
Flip.
Although part of my thing in the NBA is I love watching games between 2 teams that are just bound for the lottery.
Who
Like-
can blow the game more,
Yes.
right? You know,
Like inject the Suns Bulls game into my veins.
I might not agree with you, but Will Kane had an interesting take for the number 1 draft pick, where
That's a first.
the top right, the worst 2 teams should play a game after week 17, and the winner gets the top pick in the draft, and the loser gets the second pick in the draft.
so then it's
So it's like a toilet bowl
Yeah.
in a way.
and it's legit decided on
Yeah.
the field.
Yeah.
You are the worst team, but
No,
technically
because
you're
what
the
if
best
you're
of the worst
actually
because you
that
won.
bad? Like the 2017 Browns that went 0-16,
Mhm.
they weren't beating anybody. There's no way they deserve to have anything other than the first pick.
And
It would have been a travesty
so-
for
yeah.
them not.
So then they lose and get to 0-17, and they have the number 2 pick.
Yeah. Like a team could go winless and not get the first pick in the draft. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
God.
Oh,
Oh, that could be the last penalty ever called against Rob Gronkowski.
I mean, we would never see it, but in theory, it could happen in the NBA. A team could go 0-82 and not end up with the first pick.
There is no team that's
that would happen
No,
to the
I know.
Wolves, right?
I know.
That would happen to the Wolves. The Wolves would
We've
go
had-
like 5-77 and somehow wind up with the 3rd pick.
What have we had some single digit win teams in the lottery?
Not in a non-lockout year, I don't think. Because the 76ers won 10. The Charlotte Bobcats.
I thought
yes,
there was
Bobcats.
I thought there was like a 9-73 team once.
Oh my
in the
God.
NBA.
The Philadelphia 76ers went 10-72 the
Yep.
second or third year of their quote unquote process.
Yeah.
The Bobcats went 7-55.
With like a 26 game losing streak involved or something too, right?
In,
There was some insane losing streak they had.
That was in the lottery,
That was
right?
yes, that was
Oh,
a
okay.
lockout
That
year.
was
They
lockout
went
year.
7-55.
Oh my God. I love that, like, Mike,
Swallow that whistle.
like Michael Jordan owning the
Eat that
Bobcats,
flag.
Gretzky owning the Coyotes, and their teams are just dog bleep. They're just bad teams.
LeBron just tweeted out, "Man, where's Shams, Woj, Haynes, McMenamin at? He wants NBA news."
Yeah. Seriously.
He wants to know if Anthony Davis is coming soon. He probably already knows.
There's a
Where's Rich Paul at?
there was a tiff in the locker room last night, right? In the Lakers
I
locker
think
room?
that was overblown.
A little overblown.
Oh, they're going after it. And then
You're gonna need to block a punt. It's the only way you're gonna score some points. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oof.
you ran backwards after you caught it.
Yeah, way to go, Kirk. All right, 1st and 10. 6:33 to go.
All right, I ask you guys again, over under 5.5 plays until the next punt.
I'll take the over this time.
Declan?
I think they'll get a couple first downs.
Yeah, I'll do under. I'm gonna switch it up too. I'm just gonna do under.
I'm just going to keep taking the over in hopes it spurs on good football.
You are the
I don't-
most hopeful guy I've ever met, Ross.
I don't even know if I mean it. I just kind of want to see it.
Most hopeful guy.
Right? Like, it's the law of averages. At some point, they got to have a couple nice plays that get them a couple first downs, right? It's the Rams. They got Boy Wonder at coach. He's got to figure something out.
Nah, I'm actually convinced Jeff Fisher is actually coaching in this game. God.
Yeah, this is a Jeff Fisher led team for sure.
Oh man. Wish the Rams had Mike Martz.
Mike Martz.
I am getting some nice texts that people are saying my ugly mug is more entertaining than this game, so I got that going for me.
You are ugly.
Yeah, face for radio, man. I don't.
Yeah.
I was why I wasn't really on board when Phil started doing these streaming things. I'm like, I'm gonna have to be
Yeah.
on camera. I don't know.
Oh, we're going digital.
Yeah.
Oh, about that.
That's why they hired me. I'm beautiful.
Yeah, Phil has a thing with bald guys. I learned that. He does love his baldies. Good for him. Power move. Willis McGee. Oh, what's this? What? Oh, okay. They're just like cameos. I thought there was gonna be some new.
They're actually the stars of
Yeah.
the new SWAT show.
Yeah.
Starring Eric Dickerson in the lead role.
Accordingly, apparently, Titanic just started on TNT. If anyone wants to,
So,
That
Channel's TNT here.
I don't know.
that movie's
Yeah, the
so
thing.
long,
407.
right? By the time this game ends, I will probably get home just about the time the ship actually hits the
I
iceberg.
know. For TV, that's got to be.
Don't
like
ruin it.
Goff is
Sorry,
5
bro.
for 15.
Not me. I want to really.
Jared Goff is
Thank you.
5 for 15.
By the way, can we point out something?
Launch this game into the sun. Seriously.
The Suns only got so much room. You did that on Wednesday.
I know.
Grizzlies Wolves.
So,
God.
I know Edelman has a lot of yards receiving, like 130.
Tom Brady's thrown 30 passes and they scored 3 points.
Where are the other 65 yards that Brady's thrown for?
Right.
He's at almost.
Gronk.
Would you have guessed he's at almost 200 yards? And how is that possible? How do they have almost 200 yards and they've scored 3 points?
I'm just happy when the Rams move the ball forward at this point.
Little Giants. They gained a yard.
They gained a yard. I gotta
Look
watch
at
this
this.
movie again.
Punt,
Punt.
punt, 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 punt.
Their longest possession was 2 minutes and 39 seconds.
And it went 5. They
And it
have
went
not hit the
23
over
yards.
yet. They have not hit the over for plays yet before a punt. They have
Not
not hit a
once.
drive longer than 5
They're
plays.
due. Here's play 2.
First,
Oh,
here we go.
we just need 4 more plays. 1 more first down. We should do it.
Oh boy, let's see what they got here. All right, so that was 2. So this is the play 3, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
good.
There we
If
go.
they don't-
It hits.
If they don't turn it over.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it
Oh,
over.
yeah. They could turn it over. Well, no, because it wouldn't be a punt. So that still would hit.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It would just be the under.
Well, it depends how their next drive goes.
Yeah. All right. Let's go.
Jared Goff.
Let's go, Goff.
Super Bowl MVP for throwing 125 yards and a touchdown
Yeah.
in a win. A 7-3 win.
7-3 win.
That's how Brady got his first Super Bowl MVP. He had like 130 yards passing and 1 touchdown pass.
CJ Anderson saving the season.
Sick.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
We are due to what you brought up earlier, Declan. After the game, we're going to find out something's been up with Todd Gurley, right?
Yeah. Judd was asking the same thing too.
I mean, one game, maybe it's an anomaly. Maybe it was a minor injury he was dealing with, but now it's been 2 more weeks plus the Super Bowl, and he's
Yeah.
been a limited participant
Honestly, if this game doesn't get better, I might just call Judd and talk to him on the phone.
during the game.
What is
Yeah. I might just call him and talk to him on the phone.
We can dial him up. I mean, we can plug it in.
I was just going to call him and put him on speaker and let
Yeah.
him talk into my mic.
Yeah. Yeah, we could absolutely do that. Well, that's a set. Right in his butt. All right.
It's in the area.
Well, here's play 6 to
All right.
officially hit the over, right?
Nice.
0 for 8 on 3rd down.
That guy's way too hyped. Calm down. I don't care if team's ahead.
No one deserves to win this game.
Yeah,
No.
for real.
Like, just
No one.
burn the trophy.
Here we go.
Oh.
There you go.
All right.
All right. The Rams might.
No, he was
deserve
down.
it.
He was down.
Grab it.
He was down.
He was going to make a first down celebration and dropped it.
The Rams are in field goal range now. Maybe they were right there with Legatron, but this would be the game where McVay would say, "Oh God, we're never going to get this close again." Legatron, you think he can hit from 74?
Could you imagine Legatron hitting a 70-yard field goal to tie the game?
Or just to win it
Yeah.
from 71 yards out?
And the Rams win 6-5.
Zerline and Hecker share the MVP trophy.
Timeout.
That'd be amazing.
That's a.
I don't like using a timeout there.
I agree. That's silly. All right, what was the purpose? Just not
Because they were
the same.
going to get a delay game.
Oh, was it?
Come on, Declan, pay attention.
Well, I thought maybe there was something they didn't like. Or...
Declan, how are you not zeroed
Yeah,
in and
my
glued
bad.
into this game
Yeah.
right now?
Whoops. Little box, hilarious. Uses the box score that they hand out.
I'm obviously not listening with the sound now, but just watching Ricky jam with the guitar.
Oh yeah,
It's
it
fun.
looks good.
Even Aaron Donald looks bored.
Yeah.
All these guys are
I
bored.
mean, God.
Like, this is like the first preseason game. That's how entertaining
No,
Right.
it's
it's
the
been.
fourth preseason game. That's what it is.
Okay,
Where's
here
it?
we go. Touchdown right here. Touchdown right here. Bingo. Dang
Oh
it.
my
I
God.
was good.
He was wide
The biggest
open.
hit
Why
of the
did
game-
Goff take so long to throw
Story of
that?
my life.
The biggest hit of the game almost came from the field goal post right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, he took a while to get that ball there. Now. Should be there. Should be there. Should be there.
Wow,
Should be there.
yeah.
Should be there.
Look
Should
at
be
this
there.
shot.
Oh my gosh. Come on, Jared.
Cooks was worried about his feet, too.
Yeah.
It's a good play, though. Defensively, at least.
Oh, now he's excited.
Well, he just did.
He just put a
bird
blindfold
box,
on
yep.
because he didn't want to
Bird
watch.
box.
I should have done the bird box challenge during this game.
Wouldn't this be something if they have to kick a field goal and Zerline misses?
He
So we
misses
have to
like a
watch
tw-
overtime
He misses like a 25-yard field goal.
because the NFL feels like we need more of this. I've never wanted someone at Buffalo Wild Wings to press the overtime button
Yeah.
less.
Less.
Well, if they do go to overtime, we know that the everybody will be happy because both teams will probably get about 5 possessions because nobody will score.
Double overtime.
All right, Jared, come on.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Good.
it's gonna be 53.
That's gonna push
for
him back.
Legatron.
that's like 57, I think. If it's at the
Yeah,
40.
if he's at the
36, I think, is gonna be.
I
the
don't.
spot.
He looked like he was down at the 40, didn't he?
Oh, they're gonna do it from where he got hit.
He's at 36.
Okay,
So
that's gonna be a
50,
boot. Well, you got it.
53?
You do have to kick this.
Oh yeah, they will.
He was bad on some injury stuff too. He was on the injury report or like the beginning of the week or something. Zerline was. He missed some time this year.
Probably had a bruised foot from kicking the ball so hard.
Yeah.
Oh,
got
he
it.
got it.
Got
Oh,
it.
he's
We have a
money.
tie game. Great. We're gonna have to go to overtime. That'd be awful. Hopefully someone scores.
So if the Patriots come back with a field goal or a touchdown, does that officially mean the floodgates have opened?
Oh man,
After-
I mean he barely got that.
I
in
think
there.
a safety would mean that the floodgates have opened.
Prime original, a bunch of babies. I don't know if I like this.
Does anybody else get creeped out when somebody's sitting on the edge of a cliff like that? Anytime I see a picture like that.
Yeah, I don't
is-
like being by edges like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I-
me neither.
Being able to stare at your certain death doesn't
Yeah.
appeal to me.
Oh, ugh. Yeah, we're very like
Saying.
we're very like-minded there, me boy. That's exactly what I was thinking.
What is this? Yeah, part of it is kind of neat watching these commercials muted because we don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is this young-looking chick is kicking some serious butt.
I just got a text from my father. Worst game ever.
Period or no period?
And no, he's not a very savvy texter.
Gotcha.
So like he'll text me one-word things. Like during the first half, he just texted me Edelman. Like those are the types of texts I'll get from him.
Oh, a Tony Romo football commercial. This is probably great. Hilarious. I love it.
Look at that smile.
Oh. Skechers. There isn't a more lamer shoe though than Skechers.
Bought a pair of shoes yesterday.
Nice. How many?
I saw that on Twitter.
How many shoe pairs you up to now?
I'm around 40.
40. Do you have, and my brother-in-law's a big sneakerhead too. Do you have like the cases with them? So like someone like
The boxes?
well, not even boxes. He buys like these extra like special plastic heavy duty cases.
No, I do not do that.
Yeah.
There are some that I just keep in the box and don't wear.
Right.
Like I've got a couple pairs that are worth a good chunk of money because I've not worn them ever, and I never will.
You're like comic book guy from The Simpsons, but with sneakers.
Like actually,
Yeah.
I got 2 pairs yesterday of the same shoe. One I'll wear and one I'll keep on ice.
Do you ever buy any to resell them?
Mhm.
I got a buddy who does the exact same thing.
That's what I did yesterday.
By
I
the
bought
way,
2 pairs of them.
Johnny Hecker has set a Super Bowl record for the longest punt of 65 yards. So another
I'm telling
reason.
you, MVP.
Another
Yeah, he's
reason
got-
for
he's got a-
MVP.
He's got a couple inside the 10 too, right? Maybe 2.
My dad just texted me a period. Cordell Patterson's got some ice on.
Our guy Judd says on Twitter, I'm guessing this is now Mike Zimmer's favorite Super Bowl of all time.
Yeah. Seriously. Oh man. Thank you to everyone that's watching, I guess. We haven't thanked anybody. This is we're definitely more entertaining than this game. You can't
Well,
deny that.
We can't be less.
Well,
Like, I don't have a high standard for myself, but I know I'm more interesting than this game's been.
yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, but
I like that they have Jay Feely reporting.
Yeah,
on
me
this
too.
just
That's
for
whole-
special teams.
yeah, they should get Pat McAfee. That dude is the best. I think he did. I think he did
He
do
did a game with Fox.
yeah, with Fox. That's what it was.
He did. I want to say Packers Lions at the end of the year, maybe.
Yeah, he's a great
Because
Twitter follow.
whatever team he did, there was a fake field goal for a touchdown, and he called it. Like, it was amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Or if like whoever does run the fake Captain Andrew Luck account,
Oh, my goodness.
like the Colts would hire him and like as a dress up like just like they would that time, and it would be great. Dearest mother. All right, Brady.
Let's throw another pick.
We need a good Julian Edelman pass. That's what this game needs.
No, we need a turnover. OPI.
Yeah, offensive pass interference, maybe?
Oh,
Maybe.
no, they're calling holding on the. Ugh. Gross.
Matthew Collard touched on this, but Tom Brady, even though he's like this legendary great quarterback, he is the master of the check down. Like he hits his check downs all the time. And everyone like loves to rag on Bradford and Cousins and like check down Teddy, but that dude loves his check downs. I think McVay sweated out most of his hair gel, and he didn't
Oh, that's a hold. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Can't
held.
do that. That's cheating.
He didn't reapply at halftime.
It doesn't look
The-
like it. I would have.
The hour and a half, halftime show
Yeah.
did not give him enough time.
I would have. It's not like he's coaching for the game of his life or anything. It's not like he has time. on
Oh,
his hands.
big run.
Sony Michelle
Sony
breaking
Michel.
one.
Crazy.
Oh,
Second best running back from
Patriots
Georgia
have-
in this year's draft.
found their offense. I wonder who you're leaning towards.
I'm just saying.
Little cut here. Nice. Nice run. This is off topic, but on football, I'm super excited that Kellen Moore is the offensive coordinator in Dallas. I just figured that out yesterday. Big Kellen Moore fan.
What the former Cowboys
Yeah,
quarterback and
Boise State
Bronco?
Boise State guy.
Good for him. That's a quick
Dude,
rise
he's a
up there. Isn't
yeah,
it?
I know. He has to be one of the youngest coordinators. I mean, he's maybe 30. I think he's 30 because he was in college when I was in high school, so he has to be at least 4 years older. But that dude was like designing his own plays in high school. He designed his whole high school playbook when he was a starter there. That dude's super smart.
There was a solid 5-year run, and they still are kind of fun to watch. But now they used to be where Boise State football was really fun.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
One
yeah,
of my
yeah.
favorite games ever is the Fiesta
The
Bowl
Fiesta
between
Bowl.
them and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The stones that Chris Peterson had to call some of those plays. Like they
Is that David Johnson, right? And
Ian Johnson,
Ian Johnson, and what was it?
Jared Zabransky.
Jared Zabransky.
Zabransky.
There we go.
Jared
'Cause, I mean, they-
Zabransky grazed the cover of
Of
NCAA football, I think,
I
08.
almost said Matt. Yeah, of NCAA football.
Because that was
One of the final ones.
Mhm.
they scored.
peace.
They tied that game up. It was 4th and 18
Yep. And they ran
with
the
12 seconds
yeah,
left, and
ran the
they
hook
ran
and
the
ladder.
hook and ladder, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the touchdown that they scored in overtime was a wide receiver pass, a direct
Mhm.
snap to a wide receiver who threw a pass to a pretty well covered tight end. And
that's
then they
when,
ran the Statue of Liberty to Ian Johnson to win the game.
And that's when Tom Brenneman said, "You talk about guts as a play
I mean,
caller."
he wasn't wrong.
I know.
He also dropped the fight in the dog line, right? Didn't he do that too? It's not about how big the dog in the fight is. It's like the size of the heart or something. Do you remember that?
You're close. Something like that.
Something like
Yeah.
that. It was no for all the Tostitos. It was no
Which we have not broken into, but
That was
that might be the after party
that
snack.
was Adrian Peterson's last game as a Sooner too.
Mhm. When their possession in overtime, they had one play. It was a handoff to Adrian Peterson, 25 yards touchdown.
Yep.
They got the ball first, called off tackle to AP and touchdown.
hmm It was funny because Boise State had kind of melted down because didn't they have like a
Yeah,
They
Zabransky
had like
threw a
a-
pick six.
yeah because they were up by like 14 in the fourth quarter at one point.
They tried everything they could do
Yep.
between like the 7-minute mark and the 15-second mark of the fourth quarter to lose that game, and they found a way to win.
I think we kind of touched on it, but Dell pointing out on Facebook that the 65-yard punt from Hecker was more yards than the Rams had in the whole first half.
Another reason.
Think about that.
Our other case for
Oh,
MVP.
Giannis,
Very-
Giannis
very-
wearing someone else's jersey.
Very astute.
It
point.
starts now.
Oh, it
Wearing
starts
TCL.
now,
Yeah.
TCL.
Giannis is playing for
Unreal.
TCL now.
yeah. Everybody in Milwaukee is.
We got our next live read right there.
Sources tell me Giannis is coming to the
Yeah.
studios.
TCL broadcast.
He'll be
the
hanging out
Giannis
here.
TCL broadcast studios. That rolls right off the
I just tweeted out Giannis to TCL confirmed.
tongue.
Every commercial break is just Giannis reading spots
That'd
for
be
Score
great.
North.
I mean, we have a in with TCL, so we could definitely get him on board. Wouldn't be too hard. Look at that. First quarter, 0-0, 3-0, 0-3. God. Woof. 4 of 20 on third down conversions between both teams. 4 of 20.
Ugh.
Do you think about going for it again, or do you have to punt if you don't get it?
I'd go for it. I would go for it.
They're
This
punting.
is 2 weeks after the Patriots went 13 of 19 on third down in the AFC Championship game.
Jeebus.
Yeah, I think you got to punt too, but it's starting to get to that point where it's going to be awfully tempting to go for it, but you're barely across the 50.
If you're the Pats, I don't think you do. If you're the Rams, I think you do. Because while the Pats haven't been able to score, they've shown that they can move the ball. The Rams haven't done that since
Yeah, it's
the
true.
last drive.
That's true.
Like, so if you're the Rams and you're in this spot, I think you would need to, just
is
because you don't know
such
that
an
you're going to be back.
Do
Interesting.
we have another clutch punt?
Oh,
we do!
Wow.
my God.
Special teams.
Look at this clutch punting tonight, boys.
Special
Seriously,
teamers.
he's making a case right now.
Clutch punting is
All
Both
of
of these
them.
punters
Both
are
of
making
them
a
are.
case right now.
This is the special teams Super Bowl, man.
The
This is
punters have
great.
been 2 of the 3 best players in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Pylon Cam. Pylon
great
cam
idea.
is one of my favorite inventions in football.
All right, Jared.
This is the first Super Bowl without a touchdown entering the fourth quarter.
Oh my gosh.
We've picked some really bad nights for watch along.
Yeah.
This
we
is
have.
number 2. This is watch along number 2. The first watch along was the basketball game between Philly and
Jimmy Butler game,
yes,
right?
the Jimmy Butler game where the Wolves lost by about 100.
Yeah, it was bad.
Woo,
Bad
he's
performance.
thick.
So some
CJ.
bad yards to give up by the Patriots right there. They had him.
Yeah, they had him down.
We almost got to Goff in the end zone.
All right. 2nd and 1.
This is
Manageable.
like the classic. You start to doubt the Patriots.
Yep.
This is really starting to feel like a game that the Rams are going to win.
Hey, I mean, no one respects the Patriots.
No.
They're the underdogs.
No,
guys.
and they're still
People
here.
think we suck.
They're still here. It's just starting to now kind of get that feeling, which of course means somehow, some way.
Idiots.
Of course.
And what's
Idiots.
this game? What's this game without delay of game
For
or
real.
no false start?
For real. All right, I mean some pizza because this is atrocious.
Why did the game have to be atrocious for you to eat pizza?
Oh no.
I've got lunch for like 3 days now.
Here we go.
I don't know why I just don't tell people. A new line.
Oh!
Drop the ball.
How about that stiff arm was insane though.
It was
It's-
so good he dropped the ball.
Breaking news from The Onion. Sean McVay begs his mother to let him stay up and coach the rest of the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Watch this stiff arm.
Oh,
I mean, Gilmore poked the ball out, but that stiff arm was mean.
3rd and 2. Odds the Rams pick up this first down.
They had a penalty stall out. They had the running back drop the ball, and he clearly was going to get the first down.
I'm all in on more clutch punting, so
Run it.
I kind of want to
Run
see
it.
a punt. Oh, not going to happen here.
Throwing across his body, very Farvin. Farvinian. Oof.
Yeah,
That's right. Brandon Cooks played for the
the
Patriots.
Patriots, for the most part, when they win Super Bowls, I mean, obviously Brady always has that signature drive, but it always seems to be the defense just limits the opposing offense, right?
Mhm.
Goff has just been sitting in the pocket all game long with seemingly nowhere to throw.
Yep.
I mean, it's possible maybe guys are open. He's just not seeing them because of what the Patriots are doing schematically, but it's win or lose, it's been vintage Patriots defense.
Which means we're all losing.
Call another timeout.
New
Oh,
England.
New England did.
That would've
Okay, I was gonna say that would have. And they had 12 seconds left on the play clock there.
Yeah.
Good pizza.
Glad you're enjoying it. It's
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing.
this neighborhood joint by my apartment, Domino's.
Domino's. I was about to
Domino's.
say.
Yeah.
Dominino.
Have you guys seen that King of Queens scene?
I don't think so. Great show though.
That's a good scene from King of Queens.
I've seen a lot of King of Queens. Never like in order, right? It's like a lot of sitcoms.
I
you
have
don't
not
need to,
seen.
but I don't know if I've seen a Domino's reference or episode.
It's funny. I'll pull it up and send it to you.
I was watching yesterday, maybe it was 2 days ago, the one where Doug gets the bike and he's terrified of it.
I haven't seen a lot of those.
It's just kind of one of those things where you fall into it when you're like, I just kind of want to
Yeah.
burn 15 minutes of something.
Yeah.
I tried fighting off the yawns, boys, but it's
hard.
It's getting to be about my bedtime, and this game's not exhilarating.
All right. What do we got on deck here? Is it a third down that's up after this commercial break?
Second.
Second? All right. Let's do it. We're still on the air. The radio station's on the air, so that's nice.
Oh, that's a positive.
I've been monitoring periodically,
Right.
but I'm now off the clock, so it's on you.
It is on me. Well, that's why I was dinking around on the computer earlier. I was checking my talks because that usually likes to go off the air, so I wanted to make sure. Although those alarms, for those that don't know, those alarms will alert you.
And we'll be able to hear it even with the door closed.
Yeah.
I remember years ago in my first stint through here, Declan, in like 2011, the alarm went off. I thought like the building was on fire.
Right.
I had no clue what it meant. I'm like, what's going on? Finally figured it out.
Yeah, my college station didn't have an alarm, so it was just someone figuring out the station was off the air. So when coming here was a little bit of a trip as well. I always get, it's like when the EAS thing pops up on your TV, it still freaks you out no matter how.
Oh yeah.
This is a weekly test or a monthly test.
So
this has just been a root canal of a football game.
The odds
like this has just been.
I'm glad you went there because I was just gonna ask. The odds of picking up a 3rd and 11 seem just incredibly small, don't they?
You get to 3rd and 11. The Rams should just punt on 3rd and 11. If it's 3rd and 8 or longer, the Rams should just punt. Just don't even bother.
I went to an NFL game, went to the Super Bowl, and the CFL breaks out, just punting on 3rd down. Oh. Are we getting a hit high? I think Goff get smacked in the helmet? Or are we maybe? Well, it looks like he's walking off the field. Maybe.
For those wondering, there are skiers and snowboarders right now at Buck Hill.
Can you see them?
Yeah, I just saw someone go down, and I saw someone on the chairlift too.
Oh, defense!
Oh, holding on the
Keeping
defense.
the drive alive. I actually know a few people who I would definitely classify as football fans, and they will record the game, and they'll actually go do something in these hours.
Oh yeah, my brother-in-law does that all the time. He knows that I can't. If I even say the score of a game, it's game over.
And actually, in today's day and age, there's something to be said for that, right? I just saw one. You're right. I can now confirm there are people at Buck Hill.
I just got a text that said, "Wow, Tony Romo is so bad," and I said I could not disagree more with that text message.
And you haven't
heard a word
he said tonight.
Could not disagree more.
Oh,
wow, we got a big
play,
like 13 yards, 17. Nice.
If the Rams get to 10, is it going to be impossible for the Patriots to get there? Is it the first team to 10 wins?
Honestly, we haven't heard Tony Romo at all, but I understand if this is the first game he's not excited about.
It's funny because I think until last week or 2 weeks ago, I feel like Tony Romo has been very polarizing. There were a lot of people that really don't care for him.
Yeah.
But I think since 2 weeks ago now, that number seems to have greatly diminished, or people just aren't.
Hey, Todd Gurley.
There you go. People just aren't really.
He's alive and
so
willing.
the Rams are.
Oh no, it's gonna be holding. Block in the back. What do we got?
Offense. Great.
Number 65. I think I read his lips.
Wow.
Johnny Sullivan.
You did. You got it.
Who's our ref tonight? They've shown it a few times.
God, John Sullivan is
he
humongous.
Is he in the top 3 for MVP?
He might be. That look pretty soft.
I just keep waiting for like Isaac Bruce or Torrey Holt to make a play.
That'd be nice,
right? Like you see these uniforms.
I have a Torrey Holt jersey actually.
Do you?
So when I grew up, like when I was really young, the Browns didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like they just were not a thing.
Mhm.
So the first team I loved was the St. Louis Rams. Like from the time
And that's in bounds.
Jeez.
I
What
was that
Did you see
motion?
that? Yeah. I think he was saying he pushed him out of bounds, maybe.
I
That was pretty funny though.
I had a Marshall Falk poster on my bedroom wall, like at my parents' house from the time I was in like 5th grade until I moved out. Like I loved the Rams. Marshall Falk's one of my favorite players. And
What was the last poster? I think mine was 3D, probably. Carter, Moss, and Reed.
I had SI for kids, so I used to print out a lot of them on my wall. Donovan McNabb, Eagles,
Okay.
Joe Mauer. I had a Paul Pierce one.
I think I might have had a Mauer too.
Yeah. Back in the day, when kids used to read magazines. Oh, here we go.
This could be
Aired it
big.
out, baby. That's over.
Oh,
Nope.
No chance.
That had some hum.
I love.
I don't like that play call on 2nd and 22.
No, you get some of the yards back, right? I do love that this game we're now excited anytime the ball's thrown downfield. We're just something's got to happen.
Mhm,
Something's
exactly.
got to happen.
Is Tony Romo pointing out who was wide open in the middle of the field?
Oh,
Yes, he
no, he's
was.
wide open.
Wide open in the middle of the NFL
Oh.
logo. Jared. Come on, homie.
So Whitworth, one guy the Vikings wanted and couldn't get.
Mhm.
John Sullivan, a guy
They
the
gave
Vikings
away.
didn't want anymore. Both playing the Super Bowl.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you like that play call even more?
That's very Daryl Bevel.
It's 3rd down and.
Is this the
22,
closest
gotta run
I'm
the ball.
getting to the full Danny Cunningham experience tonight?
What do
You're-
you mean the full?
You're just utter hate.
I don't think it's that.
You're utter.
I've seen that. I've seen that play. It's one of
your
my
utter
favorites.
hatred for the Patriots.
It's one of my favorite acts.
Let me just say this,
that-
Ross.
The disgust on the 3rd 22 call right there.
There has not been basketball, and there has not been $3 Tito's drinks.
Oh boy,
Danny
that,
Cunningham,
yeah, that'll,
what you need for
You
the
need both of those.
even for the
There's not
half.
been basketball reference.
There's three quantities you need.
Like,
okay, am I getting the full sober Danny Cunningham experience? That's.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I just love your disdain for anything that helps the Patriots. Misses the third 22 play, looks up and sees they got stuffed, and just goes.
I mean, man. No, but so there was one night Declan, Manny, and myself went out. Manny and Declan had an event at an establishment near my apartment,
Mhm.
and I went and met them there and just kind of hung out with them for like an hour. And then we went to another establishment by my apartment and spent a couple of hours there. And
Hours.
That was close to the full Danny Cunningham experience.
And all 3 of us had our phones.
On
We're looking at our
Basketball
phones, and we were on Basketball Reference.
With it's a nice bar. There's some good-looking women and good-looking people we could
And-
engage with. No, just
Everybody's
no.
staring at their phone.
Yep.
And it's not like we're
It's-
looking up like Andrew Wiggins stats, because I tweeted out that we were on Basketball Reference, and Eric Name, who he covers the Milwaukee Bucks for The Athletic, and he's a friend of mine, and he tweeted at me the next morning, and he just goes, "I need to know what pages were open." And I go, the 1998 All-Star Game, the Cavs-Pistons 2006 Eastern Conference Semifinals, Wally Zerbiak. Like, it's not as if anything remotely relevant to anything you could imagine we would be talking about on a Saturday night at a bar. But that's what it was.
That's what
That's
happens.
what it was.
This game's been so boring, and this would be a perfect game to play the Eddie House game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're building an Eddie House in the middle of the Robert Woods, what do you need for it?
The full Danny Cunningham experience. That's great. We can make that into like a drunk history thing. I don't know like how well it'd be perceived by upper management here, but I think it sounds like a great idea. You get like 3 to 4 vodka waters in, and then you just start going on Basketball Reference, throwing a dartboard and just dissecting that game or season.
whatever comes
Yeah.
up.
And it was
Let's
because
look
like
up the 1990-91 Charlotte Hornets.
Let me tell you about this team, why it was so special.
Let me tell you about Sean Kemp in Cleveland.
Yeah. I can see it now.
Those are some great Cavs uniforms back in those days.
I disagree.
Oh, you hated them?
I didn't
Those
hate
orange
them.
ones?
No,
Like
those
the-
were the black.
The black
and
ones
baby
with like
blue.
blue.
I thought I liked the look that they had.
Oh, he's got
LeBron,
'em.
both LeBron stints were awesome.
Yeah, those were sweet. I liked those yellow ones. Just a simple little throw it over the shoulder and catch.
On the off chance
Tom Brady wouldn't have caught it.
somebody decides to
God, no.
grace us with crossing the goal line, I think I just try and end the game and go for 2.
We haven't had a touchdown.
If I get into the end zone, go for 2, and hit 11, I'm fairly confident I'm going to win the game. However, that could really come back to haunt if you don't make it.
All right. Pick 6. Or a scoop and score.
Like we know how this movie ends.
Yeah, we've seen it 1,000 times.
It's just going to be Edelman, Gronk, Edelman, Gronk.
And then hand off to James
James White, yeah,
Hand off
like
to
a
James
yard and a
White for a
half.
touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just James White's gonna get just enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Edelman. Edelman's probably the logical choice. In fact, not the logical choice, is the safe choice. The logical choice is the punters. For MVP.
Some good gifts right now describing the game,
Yeah.
by the way.
Just a dumpster on fire.
Yeah, pretty much like people snoring and yawning and
A lot of
Giselle-
Steve Carell
Oh.
faces. Some yawns. Oh, Gronk.
Gronk.
Oh.
Was
Yeah,
he?
James White
he's
from
down.
1.5,
Here we
right?
go.
Here it comes.
Gronk down to the 2, and yep.
That's really a perfect pass and catch.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets right there. Mrs. Brady, very happy. Or
Oh, Michelle's in.
Sony. Pitch. Nope. A gap. Right at the middle.
Yep.
Boom.
2. Go for 2.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We
we
have a
have
touchdown.
in Super Bowl 53.
Let's go for 2. I'm all on this.
This game is so gross.
We're not going for 2. I can see that right now.
We're
I love how
we're
I
not
say
going.
where.
Yeah.
I
We're
rip
not-
on
we're
people
not
all
going.
the time for saying that, and this isn't even my team.
We're not going for 2.
1.
Go for the field goal. Go for the extra point.
Okay. 7 even left. 10-3, just like everyone predicted.
This sucks.
Tom Brady has never been more excited to have not thrown a touchdown pass in a Super Bowl.
I've just seen a couple people tweet this out that touchdown run was the first play for either team in the red zone in this game.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the 2 made field goals were longer.
Yeah.
And what was the miss from 40 something?
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I've watched more exciting youth league games. I've played in more exciting youth league. Like I had a more exciting game in 8th grade. I promise.
There was more excitement in the touch football games I played at recess.
Yep.
There may have been more excitement in the Virginia Tech NC State college basketball game yesterday. Maybe.
Seriously though. What the hell?
The Rams are averaging 3.3 yards per play.
What is this? The 90s in the Big Ten?
God.
Some Harrison. I mean, it's clearly something. I thought it was maybe Star Wars related to start, but I don't think it is.
What is this commercial? Like, what's Amazon trying to portray here?
Yeah, it's very confusing. Ugh.
Oh,
Ah, what is this?
that's a no from me.
That's a no. Yeah, that is a no for me, dog. Gross. Oh, there's nothing worse than an entitled Boston, New England Patriots fan.
Just looking at there's couple replays of the last drive, still images of two separate plays of Goff missing just wide open receivers.
And not a good game. Not a good day
I
to be a
think-
Goff.
Of the two Goffs I have seen tonight in this room, Declan, you have by far had the best performance.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a solid effort.
Yeah,
You really brought your A game.
I tried.
I mean, you brought the chips.
Brought the chips,
I
which
mean, what
no
is-
one has touched.
What has Goff even brought to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl tonight?
Nothing. Whoa.
Remember, at one point, this Rams offense scored like 80 points and put up 1,000 yards of offense on the Vikings.
That was a ridiculous
Little
game.
bit of an exaggeration, but it kind of felt like that. Wait, New England did a decent number on him too, not as bad.
Right.
So now the Rams score, and then the Patriots win.
Right.
Gostowski field goal,
Mhm.
or the Patriots. Although, as Danny's pointed out a few times tonight, I might have too much confidence in the Rams offense.
Oh,
Just
Oh,
do
there we
something.
go.
watch this.
Oh, we're gonna go up tempo.
Watch this game turn into. Remember the
Yes,
remember the
it's-
Vikings Ravens game?
Yes,
It's
the
When
snow
there was
game.
like 5
Yes.
touchdowns in the last like 3
The
minutes.
snow
of the
game. Oh,
Are
yeah.
you calling Cordero Patterson touchdowns here late in the game?
Yes.
Oh, I thought the Rams were going to go up tempo there a little bit.
Now we just need Toby Gerhardt to get into the game and run for like a
Toby
65-yard
Yeah.
touchdown.
What do you think he's doing right now?
Toby Gerhardt.
Like
Oh.
this moment?
Hopefully, yeah. Phew. Toby strikes me as somebody who went hunting tonight. And while he's hunting, he's watching the Super Watch Party for SKOR North.
The Super Watch Party.
What was that game? The Vikings were playing like the Cardinals or the 49ers, and he fumbled on like 3 or 4 straight handoffs. Do you remember that?
I think
Oh,
I
Toby
think I
G,
remember.
yeah,
you talking
yeah.
about,
And he never fumbled.
Yeah,
And
that
the-
was his thing.
And then that game, every time he touched, he couldn't hold on to it.
I'm at the point right now where there's hopefully less than 6 minutes left in this NFL season. I'm just like, good riddance.
Oof. I know. Tell you, man, launch this game into the sun.
This game's been so bad, the man who can't stand the Patriots is okay if they win this game just so it's over.
No, I
Am I
mean, I'm
understanding that
hoping
right?
for a Rams touchdown and a 2-point
Two-point
conversion.
conversion.
Final
Then the
score
game's done.
11 to 10.
Oh, can you imagine if they went for 2? That'd be so sweet. That'd be unbelievable.
In some ways, you would almost, if you're the Rams, you would almost be tempted to, right? If you get like if you get down inside the 5-yard line and there's like, I don't know, a minute left.
It's
a
the
big
thing
play.
legends are made of, right? You go for it, you make it, everybody remembers it. If
Mhm.
you go for it and don't make it, everybody's also going to remember it.
Yeah.
And it's a tough way to potentially lose a game. Although, can legends be made in an 11 to 10 or 10 to 9 game? That has largely been I mean, it's been interesting to watch in its own way, I guess, but maybe not necessarily for the world's greatest play.
Hear it out, Jared. Attaboy. Okay. Goff is getting on my level here. He's impressing. He's rising.
I think he heard me saying
did.
that he was only the second best Goff in the room tonight.
The guy that handles Sean McVay's, body parts or body language sounded really bad. He has one ear in on this conversation right now, and now it's giggling after what
you just said about him.
There it is.
Oh, he's got him.
Oh,
there it is.
Oh!
I don't know, Jim.
I don't know. Well, it might have been some pass interference. We might have to have the guys in the truck rewind that.
Go back.
Love when he just spits out word vomit. You gotta haul it in, baby. I know there's traffic. You gotta haul it in. He wants that back.
Does Jim Nance give his tie to football players after a game? Or is that only something he does like for golf? Or is that basketball?
It's college basketball.
Yeah, college basketball.
What a
Johnny
weirdo.
Hacker.
That's such a weird
Yeah,
change.
I agree.
Johnny Hacker does not get Super Bowl MVP,
I also love
but he
my,
gets Jim Nance's tie.
I like my ties too much to give some.
Oh no,
Jared!
Jared!
And
The Tavares
Crash.
Jackson
Oh,
jump
boy.
pass.
What are you
Jared.
The
doing?
Tavares Jackson jump pass. Bad time for it.
That sequence of plays just looked like the Rams were just trying anything. Because there's still, I mean, in some ways, there still should be a way for you to, dink and dunk your way down the field, but to just take 3 straight shots to the end zone like that is
Like
just
now, the
dumb.
Patriots are going to get.
They're
They're
just
going
gonna
to
run the
face
ball.
3rd and 4 3 times and pick it up all 3 times, and the game's over.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this is so gross. I feel so disgusting right now.
Is that because of the food or the game or both?
I eat like crap all the time anyway, so that doesn't faze me anymore.
Isn't it sad that we're immune to that
It
for
is.
the most part? Is now a good time to get your thoughts on what the Wolves should do at the trade deadline? Can we? Will that lure you back in a little bit?
I mean, I think they should probably. Well, here's the problem: is they're so injured.
Yeah.
Like, they've got no depth right now, but when those guys come back, they're gonna have too much depth again. I would try and trade Anthony Tolliver.
Yeah.
You can't be a buyer.
No.
Because you're not. I don't think this team's going to make the playoffs.
I would argue, and you can tell me where I'm wrong, I think they should pilfer off any piece that's not a part of the long-term puzzle, and that's mostly everybody, right? So like Derrick Rose, it's almost impossible. But if you could move him and somebody wanted him, yes.
Well, someone would want him, but I don't think he would accept a trade.
Sure.
He's got veto power.
But would he
Veto.
accept it if he could go to a team that has a shot at making a conference finals? He might,
If it's
right?
the right fit for him. Because, I mean, he doesn't. If I'm him, I don't want to ruin my value. Because
Yeah.
Sure.
you're going to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true
I
too.
get that. But Tolliver, yes. Taj, yes. I mean, all these guys.
I think you have to
Keep
be
Taj.
open to moving Taj because I think you need to find out what you have in Dario. And you've got to let Dario start and get the starters minutes at that spot now.
Yep.
Interesting.
How cool would it be to be this cameraman that's right there? You're
Yeah.
like, I was on the field for the Super Bowl.
I was in the huddle with Tom.
I was in the huddle with Tom.
We're on a first name basis. Oh boy, if the
Dominican
Rams
Sue looks like he's ready
Yep.
to stomp on somebody's
and
groin.
Here for it.
you took the Dominican Sue personal foul, didn't you, in your prop bet? You took the unsportsmanlike conduct. The Rams defense knows they legit maybe they might not even need a stop. They need a turnover. They might need a score of their own, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that reality's setting in.
Great. Do it again. 40 seconds off.
And are the Patriots also to the point where they're really not going to take any chances? They're just going to punt the ball back.
Well,
If they
yeah,
have
they
to.
have to. They have to keep the ball on the ground. How do you?
Gee, but dude, that's
How do
such
you
a
leave that one
crap
short?
throw.
That's such a bad throw.
How do you leave that one short? You've got to be aiming for that back pylon there.
Robert Kraft.
It's such a terrible high five.
Just everything Robert Kraft does now is just disgusting to you, right, Danny?
It's always been. Employs a bunch of cheaters. Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no!
Blouses.
Far be it from me to second guess NFL greatness like Bill Belichick and Tom Brady.
I'll do it all the time.
I'll never understand this. It's in the grand scheme of things, it probably won't make a difference. Why is that ball snap with 5 seconds left on the play clock? Why are you not?
Five's low enough.
I just every second, man, in the Super Bowl, they're already set. They have to play. Stand there for 4 more seconds. In a 1-score game, every second could count.
Someone tweeted in at SKOR North and said, waiting for Phil Mackey to blame the Rams' poor offensive play on Andrew Wiggins.
Hey, look, the Patriots listen.
That's
this
really
time.
good. Even he has to give out that one.
They're
holding.
working. See, helping out LA again.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It's just NFL's in on it.
All right. On the defense.
Wait, was that defense?
Defense.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Wow.
Legal hands to the face.
Ooh.
Yeah, can't do that.
Yeah, that's not good.
This is not how you play.
When does Los
God.
Angeles' mecca for football open?
2000.
It's not next year, right?
21, I believe.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. That whole state has a bajillion stadium crises going on.
I have
Staples Center.
the NFL
Yeah,
would never
that
do
one's
this,
fine.
but a small part of me just envisions a day like 3 or 4 years from now where they're like, "Oh, guess what? There's a stadium deal in San Diego. The Chargers are moving
Yeah.
back." It's
God.
just,
They never should have
the,
left.
the Chargers
agree.
should not be there. I mean, they should still be in San Diego. I could understand if the NFL wanted them out because they never thought they were going to get a stadium, but to put 2 teams in NFL,
I mean, to have
Or
a team,
put
it's
two-
inexcusable to have a team in a soccer stadium.
yeah.
2020 is when the new stadium
Okay.
opens.
So it's just
there's
one more season.
one more season for the Rams and Chargers.
And then I also don't understand how, I know it would be a tough ask to do, but they do it in New York. Why couldn't the Chargers and Rams just play at the same place?
Oh,
Right.
like the
Is
Coliseum.
that too much work for the Coliseum because of
Might be
because
because
of
USC
USC
plays there. Yeah.
Well, we're getting towards the territory where what? 2 more first downs and we're living in a world where Tom Brady is a 6-time Super Bowl champion.
Gross.
Maybe only one.
I know how Danny feels about it. I'm okay with it. I got to the point a while ago where I don't think I love that they're here every year, but I also don't want to look back 10 years now and everybody's talking about how it was greatness and it was such a great time period.
Oh, that's
and there's
game.
your first down.
That's game.
And then to
that'll
be
be
the
good.
guy that didn't respect it at the time, but then talks about how cool it was, right?
It was not cool.
At this point, I'm kind of just, however long this lasts, I'm just going to kind of enjoy it. This game itself hasn't been great, but the record speaks for itself if they hold on here. 6 up, 3 down. I don't think he's retiring.
Right? No,
Yeah.
he's no.
So maybe even another one at some point. Who knows?
Yeah.
I just want to know what the headline in New England papers is. You always people always predict what's the headline going to be because everybody goes with something catchy.
Yeah.
What do you go with for this one?
Seth Auger, our social media guy, tweeted out and
Ugly, but we'll take it.
the SpongeBob voice, like the NFL is better than the NBA, and one of those all cap ones, the SpongeBob.
I'm very
meme.
much with Seth there.
Yeah, I'm not even a big NBA guy myself, and I can absolutely get down with that. No doubt.
How about Nelson Cruz using Seth's picture? By the way,
That's great.
That
I
was
thought that was
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
That was really cool.
Boomstick. Boom, boom, boom. Did you also see that the Twins have spent the most money in our division of all our division teams by far and we still aren't
It's
spending
not
enough money.
saying much. The Indians cut payroll, and
Right.
the Tigers and White Sox are tanking, and the Royals are tanking.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it's just like them being cheap. It's everyone is not spending money. Oh, they called a timeout. Wow. So they'll get the warning. Oh my
And
God,
more
flags.
That's just what this game needs. More flags.
Jeebus.
Hold on, New England.
Take this horse out to stud. My God.
Must
just
have been pretty.
put it
Must
out.
have been pretty blatant holding too.
Yeah,
Because
there's like a 7 flags.
It's like 7 flags came through.
So is it going to be Edelman?
Probably.
think
Right.
so.
Bray didn't throw a touchdown pass.
It'll probably be Edelman. Yeah.
James White for his just monstrous touchdown run.
Yeah, right.
Or that was Michelle. I think.
Oh, yeah, it was Sony Michelle. You're
Yeah.
right.
White, I think, only has like two
Couple carries.
couple carries. Yeah.
Oh.
Offsetting.
Oh.
Oh, this might be the last flag on Gronk ever. No, never mind. It's on Trent Brown. Gronk's got declined, doesn't count. That's illegal hands.
That's cheating. You can't do
You
that.
can't grab a guy by the
Didn't
face
expect
mask
anything
and
more from the Pats.
push him around. So what down was that?
I think that was 2nd down.
So the Pats run this play, get a 2-minute warning run. So Rams could potentially get the ball back with what? Minute 20? Minute 15-ish, but no timeouts?
Belichick's yelling at an official.
No.
What is the delay?
What is that?
That's an issue.
People are getting the inner workings of radio right here. As we all panic looking at the radio screen.
Are we on the air?
I'll go check for
Okay. The log is gone.
Gone. That's not good.
That's not good.
The log doesn't like the fact that Tom Brady might win.
The log is gone.
James White's going to get just enough on this.
I've never. It's good. Weird. Even our station wants this game over. Oh, great. If I have to rebuild that, that's going to be fun.
Only 2 minutes left in the NFL season. Thank God. Screw this game.
Big 3rd and 1, though.
Like, Tom Brady did nothing to get this ring. Like, this is going to be, like, further arguments for people who's going to say, oh, he's the greatest of all time, which he probably is. But they're like, oh, yeah, like, what did he do tonight to earn this ring?
Well, it's funny. You look at like the quarterbacks
Ron, there's no
of
log over there either.
look at the quarterbacks of like this era. So like you look at like Peyton and
Like, Peyton Manning
Roethlisberger.
did more in his 2nd Super Bowl win when he didn't have a neck in that game than Brady's done tonight.
But it's funny. It's like so Peyton Manning played in 4 Super Bowls, right?
Check the other side, Devin.
How many Super Bowls did Peyton Manning actually play well in?
Yeah.
Like even the one that he won in Indianapolis, like he was the MVP of the game, but it was almost by default.
Yeah.
Like he didn't really play that well.
Who's
in
going
that
to be
game.
the MVP of this game?
Edelman.
Julian Edelman?
You think?
He has like
Probably, yeah.
12 catches.
10, 11 catches.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be.
I mean, they're not going to give it to Brady.
I hope they don't.
Oh, yeah, this is a big Washington Post ad. I heard about this one.
Press on.
I can confirm SKOR North is still on there.
Good. That's on 1500 AM.
Thank God.
little plug.
On the socials at SKOR North.
At SKOR North, Twitter, Instagram,
SKOR
Twitch,
North.
YouTube, Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Manny, for Raised by Wolves tomorrow, do you just want to talk about? Do you want to compare what was worse, the Super Bowl or Wolves Grizzlies from last week? Like, cause they're pretty,
Launch them both into the sun.
they're both pretty bad.
Can you add in like Gophers and Purdue second half today?
I didn't watch a second of it, so I can't speak to it.
We'll throw in Virginia and NC State.
Wild lost 2 games this weekend. Could throw that in there too.
What are Minnesota sports teams' records since we changed to SKOR North?
Ooh, that's a good.
This is never a fun game to play
Yeah.
because whenever you do this for anything, it's always a bunch of bad records. It just always seems to be
It's
that
a good
way.
segment for tomorrow.
Oh, we didn't get it.
I
don't think he did.
He got it.
I don't know, Jim.
Oh, Jim, I don't think he got it.
That's a good spot here by the line judge. And New England's totally going for this, right?
Ssure.
Keith Phillips going to force a fumble, pick it up,
He
and
did-
return it for a
he
touchdown.
did not get it.
Super Bowl MVP.
I'd kick the field goal.
Yeah, you have to, right?
Puts you up 2
But-
Down
possessions.
ball. Oh yeah,
But
not even close.
You know you're tempted to just do the Tom Brady.
You gotta
quarterback
kick the
sneak,
field
right?
goal.
But
You gotta.
The field goal ends it.
It's 2 possessions, yeah. If you kick the field goal.
Block it, return for a touchdown. How amazing would that be?
Look at. Oh, he came back in a little bit. But line judge initially starts at the first down marker, and he was clearly a half yard short.
And
Wow, they got
Oh,
by the
he
chin.
was short.
that much.
Gene's territory is the.
If you challenge
I think
this
he's
he's,
spot,
he's the in booth official for.
I think Bill's going for it.
I
come
think.
on,
I think.
it's-
I think Gene's territory would want to use one of his note cards to measure that.
The note card. That's right. Good memory. Yeah, I go for it. I just quarterback sneak it and I end it.
Also, how many
Field
Super
goals
Bowl
can be blocked.
Super Bowl squares does this decision affect?
That's a good one. That's a good question. Right? Doesn't a quarterback sneak feel safer than a field goal?
With a 6'5"
Kick-
quarterback, yeah.
Kicker's already missed. Well, they're gonna
Bad
time out
snap.
and think about it.
Fumble the snap.
oh,
I mean, if you kick the field goal and he makes it, it's a great call, right? Kick the field goal and he misses it. People are going to say, "Oh, why did you just quarterback sneak it?"
So here's my thing. More can go wrong quarterback sneaking. Although, I mean,
I was thinking
I
more
don't
can
know.
go wrong
More
on the
can
field
probably go
goal.
wrong with the field
Yeah.
goal because you could have.
I think a fumble on a quarterback sneak, I feel like that's less likely to result in a touchdown the other way than maybe a botched
Yeah, that's
snap or
true.
blocked field goal.
yeah.
and
That would
and
be
the
good
other
to
thing
look up,
too
by the
is
way.
the other thing too. Gostowski could just miss.
Yeah.
You could go for the field goal and he could just miss. the
Clank
field
it off the upright.
I
Yeah.
just think if
Gold
you
chain he's rocking. What a tool.
this is
It's weighing
the
him down.
chances are so small, but if you quarterback sneak it and make it, the game's over. If you kick a field goal and make it, there's a puncher's chance the Rams can still win, right? They can score again, recover.
No,
an
because
onside
onside
kick.
kicks don't happen anymore.
Yeah,
No,
just
they don't.
work.
Oh, this actually surprises me.
Come on, miss this.
Yeah, this surprised me. I really felt like that's just killing Brady not to be out there right now, isn't it? It's just killing him. Did you see that look? But, I mean, aside from his miss, this guy's been so good for them for so long.
Gostowski misses
The reverse jinx, I
The
like
reverse jinx, that's what I'm going for.
Gostowski misses the field goal. The Rams go down and score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion
win.
to win. Tom Brady begs for Belichick to be fired.
Oh, boy,
And
he got it, but
Yep, barely.
he's loved that left upright all night long. Huh?
Matthew Collar said, if they don't sneak this, my life's greatest work was for nothing. So they're on the board. Field goal, 10-point lead. Minute 12 left.
Gostowski tonight, he's been going after the Cody Parkey Memorial upright all night long, hasn't he? He just tucked 2 inside of it and missed 1 to the left of it. 2 out of 3 on field goals and the game winner. I don't think he's done enough to be Super Bowl MVP, but he's put himself back in the conversation. Right?
I'd still give it to the Rams punter.
Yeah.
That would just be awesome. Johnny Hecker. If you have a Super Bowl board with 3 and 3, can you tweet us right now? And how
Yeah,
happy?
please.
And how happy are you?
That guy is way
Does
too
Robert
fired
Kraft
up.
even know it went in?
Yeah.
Oh, now, remember earlier he's celebrating? Now he's too cool to celebrate. All right, well, let's see if we've put up with 58 minutes and 48 seconds of not really good football just to see the world's greatest ending to a Super Bowl in the next.
Minute and
Honestly,
12.
at this point, if we want a game to be bad, I say we schedule a watch long.
Yeah.
I'll keep this in mind the next time there's a game somewhere that would help a Minnesota team. We're going to do a watch along for that game in hopes that the other team just
Like
does
if the
terrible.
Wolves need someone to lose game 82 to get into the playoffs.
Yep, we're going to do a watch along for that game.
All right, Jared.
My buddy texted me that field goal just cost me $500 from a square.
You know, for everybody else, it's kind of ho-hum. Now, I know the Patriots have now won 6 Super Bowls, right?
Mhm.
6 big games. Not even sure I can legally say the word I just said. To fans, to their fans, it's pretty cool, right? You just won the big game, right? Pretty cool. For the rest of us, we're like, whatever.
I'm just glad it's over. Or almost. It's not over. All right. Keep going. Hurry it up.
Should be delayed.
Yeah,
there's a
that
good
should be
way.
a delay game.
There's a good way to get a delay game penalty.
Tom's probably wanting the same thing. Air it out, brother.
That's not going to help you out a ton. Well, maybe it will.
Well, it's like if there was a time for you to be taking deep shots down the field, now is
I
it.
think you got to you got to spike it here. Oh, it's not going to happen. Get out of bounds after 15 yards and kick the field goal.
Throw it deep, Kirk.
What the hell was that?
Come on.
Oh, his name's Jared. It's your cousin.
Yeah, my bad.
Declan's disowning
So-
him now.
Yeah,
You
28
have
to
to
21.
run like a 10-yard out and kick the long field goal with Legatron, right? And then try and kick the onside kick and get it back.
Probably.
I've never watched a Super Bowl that felt more like a regular season game.
Or a preseason game.
I think I've seen better Hall of Fame games.
All right.
Oh,
Whoa.
That's a hell of a grab.
Weird. Get up and go. Or that's
Well, that's pretty much going to be it. You had to get out of bounds
Yep.
on that play.
okay.
Spike it.
All right.
Now you
The field goal from here probably takes 8 seconds, doesn't it?
No, it'll take like 4.
four
Yeah,
or
So you
Right.
can
five.
recover an onside kick and throw a Hail Mary.
Throw a Hail Mary.
My sophomore year, my high school scored 2 touchdowns in 5 seconds against Manny's high school to win a game like this, so it can happen.
Is that why you guys are sitting on the opposite sides of the
Yeah.
table? I could sense tension
Yeah.
all night long, couldn't
Yeah.
you, Danny?
Yeah.
At times you could just cut it with a knife.
All right. Interesting.
Declan waits
interesting
till
call
8 seconds left in the game
to bring
drop
that up. Yeah.
He's been sitting on that all night
Yeah.
long.
Oh my
Oh.
God! What a terrible kick.
Legatron, no.
Oh no!
Wow.
Jeez. Yikes.
All the Rams
That
can proceed
sucked.
to the locker room. Johnny Hecker, will you remain on the field?
Right? It's even a good
Oh,
hold.
perfect
Somebody should-
hold.
Somebody should tweet at the Bengals. Do you still want to hire Zach Taylor?
That would. Oh yeah, boy, that's gonna be an exciting rollout
Still-
tomorrow, isn't it?
Still want to hire Zach Taylor? Huh?
Oh, there's an exciting rollout tomorrow. That's like when the Niners had to unveil Shanahan after the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
And the Lions hiring Patricia last year after his defense gets torched in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
So it took a Zerline missed field goal, but the Patriots finally have a Super Bowl win by double digits, and they scored 13 points. Oh.
Well, that sucked.
Oh,
Oh,
13-3.
man.
Your New England Patriots win a Super Bowl again.
Well, I'd say
You
final
know, I am
thoughts,
really
but
happy for all those Boston fans that get to experience this
Yep.
happiness that's eluded them for the past
90 days.
98 days.
Thank you.
This is gross.
Well,
I'd say we could put final thoughts on it, but I think the way we've all kind of reacted the final 5 minutes of the quarter has been.
right.
I'm not anti-Patriots. This doesn't bug me at all. The game left a lot to be desired, but at the end of the day, if you are a legitimate Patriots fan, I don't think you care what the final score is, right?
Nope.
You care that you won. The rest of us hope that Super Bowl 54 won't be like this one.
Yeah, when it's Kirk Cousins and Pat Mahomes next year, it's going to be one hell of a game. I can tell you
Oh, that
much,
would be
right?
fun.
Yeah.
Don't toy with my emotions. How does it feel to be the best golf in the room today?
It feels really good. On the planet, maybe even. I don't
Maybe
know.
on the planet. Yeah,
Feeling all
I
right.
can't speak for all the other ones I don't know, but tonight you shine
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
We're very proud of you.
I'm super happy for you, Declan.
Thanks,
You
Danny.
deserve it.
Thanks,
You
boys.
deserve it. You really do.
I put in a lot of work. I'm a millennial, so I don't ever talk about my accomplishments or achievements. I don't like being patted on the back or anything. So it's really good. Thank you. Thank you to everyone
You're welcome.
for getting me here.
Are we just passing the mic to
We're just-
people, by the way?
This is I mean, I do feel for these guys. This is like just a miserable situation to be in, excuse me. But what are the things they're holding up? Like, what's he trying to show them over there? This is awful.
Are we trying to put the mic inside the conversation of these guys?
Oh my God, I would be flipping out, dude. I've never been in a scrum like that terrifying.
I kind of have.
Something is.
NFL, yeah, I think something's
going
amiss
on
here. Let's just go to Gronk.
Let's just go to
Let's go over to
just-
Gronk.
Let's go to Gronk, who's always happy.
You need like 4 more of those bigger dudes. There's
That
only
dude's huge
that
next
guy
to
is
Brady.
huge.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at him.
the
'Cause
guy next to
Brady's like
Brady is
6'6".
huge. That
Yeah.
dude right there is huge. They
That
need like
dude-
3 more of those.
That dude was actually hired this week just for this purpose.
Yeah, I bet he was.
Get Tom in and out of the post-game
Yeah.
scrums.
Well, Robert Kraft got down there pretty quick. I do like his mac and cheese.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's all right. I haven't had it in a while, but I dig it. Disney World. Oh, I'm going to Disney. That's what they're passing out. Oh, it was a big kiss in the lips right there. Interesting.
That's nice.
Good for him. They're kissers. Some guys are kissers. Well, should we put a bow on this? I mean, is there anything else anyone
Launch this game into the sun.
Would like to
That's all
add?
I got.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say.
I'm-
I'm cool with the Patriots winning, but that game was just awful.
Yeah, that was not great. Oh, here we go. Now it's Tom's turn. Yeah, that was I think the Seahawks Steelers Super Bowl, like that was what Super Bowl 40.
What was that, 21-10 or something?
That
the
that
final
was
for
a
that?
pretty putrid Super Bowl that I can remember. I think this one probably is
Ravens
worse.
Giants was horrendous.
Yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah, I think those 3 are probably the 3 you would
Yeah.
rank towards the bottom of Super Bowls. But
Broncos Seahawks was pretty bad too, but it was Broncos Seahawks. I didn't mind as much
The
just
blowout?
because
right?
it
Yeah.
it. I think it was more of like a masterful defensive performance by the Seahawks, shutting
Yeah.
down like one of the greatest offenses of all time.
Yeah, it's true.
So it didn't bother me that much that it was that sort of a blowout.
And albeit one-sided, points were scored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think the best way to wrap this is only 364 more days until Browns Vikings.
I was just gonna
Oh,
say that.
Browns Vikings.
Imagine Browns Vikings next
All
year
right.
with
Gotta,
the
like-
same group of people in the room.
If the Browns are in the Super Bowl, I will be at the Super Bowl. I will not be here. I will call in to this watch along,
From the game.
but I will not. If the Browns are in the Super Bowl, I will not be here. I promise.
Thank goodness. Let's just say for fun you were here. Thank goodness the watch-alongs aren't regulated by the FCC for any of us four.
Honestly,
If that was a
It's
real,
the internet,
if that-
man.
if that
We're
was a
good.
real game.
We're just on a run the
honestly,
internet. We could be dropping
If it were
F-bombs.
the Browns, I don't think I could be around people. Like, I would either have to
Right.
be around
That's-
all of
we
my
talked-
friends who are also Browns
Yep.
fans,
Or alone.
I
Yes.
don't think I could do.
I think
could
I
not do this.
I would be alone.
The
I would want to
two-
be alone.
The 2-week lead up will kill most Vikings fans, right? Because
It depends what happens in the NBA that week.
well, that's
I'd
we could be talking about big news with Karl Anthony Towns and the Wolves.
I'd
I
ce-
think Giannis is up next.
I'd
for
celebrate
this being a possibility.
with friends right after the win, but I'd want to watch the game alone. We talked about that last year too.
So like Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals and Game 7 of the World Series between the Indians Cubs
Yeah.
were obviously the exact opposite ends of the spectrum for me.
Right.
And both of those were spent at work. I watched the first half of Cavs Warriors with friends, and then I watched the second half at work with a bunch of people from work. Like, I worked from halftime until 9 a.m. the next day. But that was really cool and really fun. And then when the Indians lost Game 7 of the World Series, that was not fun. That was a tough night.
Brutal.
Yeah, I think that's the best part of fandom is being able to one day experience that joy. But then the downside is what you just talked about. Your team finally gets there. And then maybe they don't win. You always like to think about what happens if they do win.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in Minnesota, you just automatically assume if they do get there that they're going to
Yeah.
lose. But let's hope that that's not the case. I'm out. I got nothing left.
That's
So
all
I don't
I
know where
got.
you guys
All right.
are at, but I'm out.
I'll say it again. Launch that game into the sun.
Launch it.
That's all I gotta say.
We appreciate you hanging out. Yeah, that'll do it.
Score
Manny,
North.
Ross, Danny, Declan, Score North on AM 1500. Tune in to Purple Daily tomorrow at noon.
Purple Daily at noon.
Purple Daily at noon. Noon to 6 tomorrow. Noon to 7. We'll be on. All right, guys. Thank you.
See ya.